Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my message is together, so they put him on display. Oh yeah, I'm back with the soul.
I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it. play, but you're never gonna beat me. Baby, I swear what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands breaking, the chains go free me. Change the pace, and I'm out pushing the train. Under the slab, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll do the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah.
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. You focus, no aim, just hold an obsession on his possession. You got your attention, now leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill the discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. You're the player, you're the same from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, both feet hurt it easy. You don't wanna do that, when they try to change, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. To change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Go off from the break, off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just find life and free thoughts.
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. The other way, what I'm doing.
The final stretch.
Staying from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, both feet hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast, so say you play it easy. They stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. Dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day. That's for you to take away. You can play and play and watch the games, but instead of say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go. Make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of purpose. I'm living for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I
next
don't
to
give
me.
a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control in me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I grab it, I don't know. My blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. And I start from my head to my toes. There's some shit that I don't know, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Have you ever felt betrayed? Which is how you see it. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a fistful of pavement just to make a statement. I know but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing here. Came from the beat, break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mile, pushing a train. How many steps, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go with the rain. I'll be the best above all the rest, but it's the testing. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chesting.
The venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from game, it's a blessing. You focus, no rushing, just for an obsession. All in this possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just keep on discretion, your mind is so wicked. 11, it's never progression.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing here. Dancing from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People that shit move feet like easy. They try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him. Instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We can change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Like a race, I don't wanna face, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, the end of it hurts, cause I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Go from the big thoughts from the big ones. Stay soft to the great lives to create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off what you do not. Make a dream job. No time, no way lost. Just my life and free thoughts.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. The other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands hang from the people who deceive me. Bloody hands break through the chains. Sleep on the scheme. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they trap the chains, you can say no, free me.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so restrictive and passionate. Got a vendetta against people who got it. Being negative when you should be getting after it. I got back, so speaking fast, I'm the roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness.
a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep, wonder what my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they're burning on this
shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control in me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Got my poker hole for you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your hold or two. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'm in the staff, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chest, happening next.
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine for blood, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just load an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill the discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious. Because you are behind the thing exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off and knowing I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty. I have a sense of urgency, a message for eternity, for everyone eternally. I have people hurting me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better. See, I will not work you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking for when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. We're taking control of your life, go out and battle it. You think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Welcome, everyone. Good evening, Europe. It's time for the Unite Fight Club. We're finally here. Spartano with my good buddy Lobo. How you doing?
But it is closing in on spooky season. Let's see what teams are going to cause a fright for their opponents. I'm all here for it. You say good evening. However, as I always like to mention, it is a good morning to me and to everybody else that is watching. We are absolutely thrilled to have you join us for Fight Night, baby. It is the UFC. It is day one of a brand new week, and we have got some absolute bangers on for you today. Production, let's get over to that schedule and show you guys what matches we're going to be watching here today. Tanner, take it away, big boy.
That we will. So just a reminder here, chat, due to some time constraints, because for some reason they decided to turn the clocks back, these will be best of threes for today. The best of five, the rest of the games will be played off schedule, and you can go watch those on the YouTube link. But these best of threes will be live. It's going to be No Follow versus MTZ Esports to kick us off. And boy, do you want to keep an eye on that No Follow roster that we'll tell you about in a second. Guerrilla Tactics is then going to take on Los Duros, and I think these are two of some of the most exciting games we're going to have yet, Lobo.
Yeah, I had a chance to do the Play Along podcast last week during our break with the guys from MTZ Esports. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful young squad headed by an absolutely fantastic player in Amara. I'm so excited to see what they've got cooked up for us today. But as is always with the UFC, we have a special format that we're going to take you through. Production, if you could please bring up the ever so lovely graphic of our format, which is, of course, Tano, Fearless Draft. We're going to take a look. We explain it every single week. However, we thought we might as well just give you guys a little bit of a refresher because we're going in too. So if we can get production to bring up that graphic, that would be absolutely wonderful. I mean, we can wait a little bit. It's all right. But also, we'll explain the Fearless Draft for you guys. Tana, do you want to take us through Fearless Draft pretty please?
Yeah, buddy. So, Fearless Draft is the GOAT of drafts, by the way. And of course, what it means is that any Pokemon that you pick in Game 1 can no longer be played for the rest of that set. Same with Game 2 and Game 3 and Game 4, all the way down to Game 5, to the point where we may end up with 20 Pokemon banned for each team, by the way, alongside the free bans. They have brought in the third ban phase to tournament mode finally, Lobo.
I mean, the 3 bans is absolutely incredible. You actually have to talk about that, Tana, because not only do we have 3 bans in tournament mode, we do have a absolutely game-changing patch that has come through for Pokemon Unite. The supporters should be rising up, but there are a few broken Pokemon, as usual, that have snuck their way through to Thea Sky Ruins. Groudon's not going to be the only powerful Pokemon that is heading on into battle this time. Now, we have an actual special announcement for you guys regarding the Open Series, which we have a lovely little graphic that we're going to show you up on the screen. Tana, want to tell us what's going on with the Open Series, my guy?
Yeah, if you have seen this action at the Unite Fight Club chat and you thought, I want to get involved in this, well, the Open Series is your opportunity to do so. Anyone 1st of November. The first 8 teams to register for free will be involved. 24 team cap means that you have the opportunity for being in this Season 1 league. The winners from the Open Series will go up in the promotion matches versus the 2 teams that are currently the lowest in the series. So you have an opportunity to come and join this series as a total and take on the ultimate teams that are No Follow and Guerrilla Tactics.
Oh, I'm so excited to see this. The registrations, like you said, do close 1st of November. That is right around the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4 days left to go until 4th of November. So make sure that you get yourself signed up so that you can test your Pokemon Unite skills. Now, we have a very interesting new segment that we're going to bring it to you guys. Production, could you show us the graphic for the new segment that we've got? And Tana, this is really exciting as you and I are both big fans of football. We have ourselves a little transfer window going on here at the UFC. You can have a look here at some of the players that have gone from other teams to new teams. We can see players that have become free agents as well. So this is actually really, really exciting. So there we see at the top, Kree again has gone from Guerrilla Tactics to Komai Esports. Fizzy has gone from Mia Familia to Guerrilla Tactics. Snow is a player that you and I have been a big fan of. They went from being a free agent over to Guerrilla Tactics as well. Mate, Guerrilla Tactics is signing up some talent.
Bro, Guerrilla Tactics have got big time. I mean, Kree again, losing Kree is a massive blow to that team, and Komai have got a brilliant pickup in regards to Kree. You are going to be very comfortable having them on your team, but Guerrilla Tactics, they bounce straight back here, buddy. Fizzy and Snow. Snow was considered one of the strongest players here in this EU region in the most recent World Championships for UCS. They come off a fantastic season. Unfortunately, they had difficulty at the World Championships because there were some visa issues for their team, but now they're picked up by Guerrilla Tactics. That is fantastic. Jean Madu is surprising. So they leave no follow, and they're currently now a free agent, chat. So I would not be surprised if Jean Madu gets picked up very, very quickly. One of the strongest players that we've mentioned many a times here on the UFC. And Drakenlee is going to leave from Hyper Gaming over to Los Caracados, who are currently at that number 4, number 5 spot competing with Los Duros. The last set that they had, Lobo, came right down to the wire, and Los Duros just managed to beat Los Caracados. So that is going to be huge for that team. But we have got the best to come yet, buddy. Now, you may notice that there's a free agent from John Madu, no follow her, missing a player. They have gained none other than the Mr. Mime OG himself. Brov HD will be joining No Follow, and that is an incredible signing for that team.
I mean, we just heard the news just before we came live, just before we come up. So that is actually fantastic. Brov HD, one of the most consistent and top tier ranked players in the EU region. So for No Follow to not only lose Jean Mado, who's a fan favorite here at the UFC as well, but to pick up Brov HD is quite a pickup. Mate, that is our player transfer window. Guys in the chat, tell us what you think about the transfer window. We are seeing transfers come through. It's very exciting, especially with the UCS season coming around. But we are going to go and get close to our very first game. I think we're just getting the players in the lobby right now. But Tana, it's been a week, mate, that you and I have been away from each other. I've missed you, buddy. But we're back here at the desk. But let's talk really quickly as these bans are going to go through. Guardian Awakening is the new patch coming through as Raichu and Lucario get banned off. That Mega Charizard X is already a problem. A buffed Blaziken that didn't need to be buffed. And Darkrai is putting people to sleep and giving them that worst nightmare. Look at it. We're already seeing Mega Lucario banned, Darkrai banned, Raichu banned, Blissey banned. And mate, your favorite Pokemon got a little bit of a sneaky buff as well. So there's a lot of nice changes, but the supports, we'll talk about them as the games come through. But tell me what your initial thoughts.
Bro, I am so heart torn on this this patch because obviously my main squeeze Gengar got a good buff and I'm happy with that. But why? Why have they buffed Blaziken? Why have they touched Darkrai? Why have they paid attention? They've nerfed Venusaur again for some ridiculous reason. Why are they doing this, Lowbro? I don't understand it, and it makes me very angry. We finally had people picking up other all-rounders that weren't Blaziken, but no, that's not allowed. The devs are like, we've got to buff Blaziken. It has to be the number 1 all-rounder.
I mean, Blaziken is slowly finding itself in what I like to call the Leafeon category, that it didn't need the buff, but it has got the buff. But again, we're going to see how it goes. We'll talk about more of the patch notes in between these games. MTZ, like I mentioned before, we did have them on the Play Along podcast. We got to talk to Haru, we got to talk to MDR, and we got to talk to Amara. Amara, the team captain, the oldest on that team at 25 years old. Everybody else around that 16, 17-year-old age. And Tana, when I tell you I got to talk to these guys, Zenith, the big boss, and I got to play a few games with these guys. We actually got a win on stream, just by the way. They are such a fantastic young team, just in there for the love of the game and having fun. But they're up against a tall mountain right now, with Potato picking up that Zacian, Bruv on that Crossel, and Zante, one of the top attackers we talk about, picking up that Mew.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say, buddy, is I watched that podcast, and what I took away from it is how much fun MTZ seemed to have with each other. They were laughing all the way through it. They were genuinely having a ball, and they seem to have some great synergy between them on such a young team. And I think that is brilliant for MTZ Esports, and I cannot wait to see how they develop. It gets me very happy to see people like that enjoying this game on a competitive level, mate. But looking at this no-follow team, does it get any scarier than that? Bruv is the best defender in the EU region. To be honest, I think he's one of the best in the world, if not the. To pick up a player like that on the side of no-follow that were already making a statement here in UFC, that's ridiculous heights for this team.
I mean, no-follow have upped their game, but this is what I find really exciting, especially after the podcast, was that these young players right now, they're in their first competitive season of Pokemon Unite, and they're gonna go up against players like Bruv and Zante right now. It is such a good learning opportunity for them, and they don't. Oh, what is going on with my holy? That is a face you don't really want to look up on, but that is okay. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit there. Had to get the jump scare. It is a scary season, but again, like I was saying, you have to admire the fact that players so young are getting to learn at the feet of players like Bruv, players like Zante, players like Marv, who, I mean, not necessarily taking that learning role, but they're gonna make you learn real quick, like. And so we did see the comp. We've got a Comfey with a Tyranitar. Amara is such a funny character. I absolutely had so much fun playing some games with them. MTZ, if you need a sub, I'm available. They had so much fun playing that game. Amara brings out the Tinkerton to bring their all-rounder player as well, but bringing out that T-Tail with so much experience on this map, it's going to be fun to deal with as we head on into the game. Eldegoss is going to take that red buff alongside Pormy. Now, Pormy is a big problem right now. I'm surprised it went untouched.
Yeah, me too, to be honest, buddy. I am intrigued by the comp that MTZ Esports have here, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking good balance for the early game with that Espeon, with that Galarian Rapidash, and then the late game very much with the Mamoswine and the T-Tar. But they have a Comfey, so they're not going to have that spread out healing, buddy. It's only one targeted healing, and of course, T-Tar's got to be the target, right?
No, it actually has to be. And look at this, Rapidash is going to come here as well. Going to try and take down the Zacian. Zacian also proving to be one of those top all-round picks, but Rapidash picking up a nice KO. But Pormont is here, and Pormont can stick to you like white on rice, buddy, and it is doing the damage. Comfey also coming off there, getting to Larvitar out, but the Rapidash are sacrificing themselves to Ronaldo's Pormont throat. That little mouse is such a problem.
It is, and this is just in the early game, but it gets even worse later on as Ronaldo goes for the backstab. Love the fact that they focus on Ronaldo in this one, but they do find a KO though on the side of the Pooper Towers. They look for all three 3! MTZ Esports demolishes the approach from No Follow.
That is absolutely brilliant there. They've got the Pupitar online, taking that retreat back. Galarian Rapidash gets to have a few stacks right now. MTC, they had some pressure going early on into their pad. They are on the purple side for you guys. We got No Follow on the orange side. Now Pupitar is going to take that second rotation of the central lane, as who else but Rapidash could also run around with a floral necklace with Regidrago on the field. The Supercell Slam is going to come on to Rapidash. I mean, as fast as that horse can gallop, my friend, that Pokémon sticks to you like anything.
Okay, the rip on the Regidrago coming in from No Follow at the moment. MTZ Esports trying to keep that distance to go for it. We have the Psybeam coming in from MDR, but they get taken out before the secure on the Regidrago is there. So No Follow are going to get that uncontested. But MTZ are playing this smart, though. Look at Pupitar in that top lane. It has the Rapidash to assist it. They're looking to get that levels as quick as possible for Tita.
Now, look, this is what I also like seeing coming out from the Comfort as well. It's not just sticking onto one of their teammates as well. No Follow really want to make sure that they take down this basement lane, but this is just going to allow the Tyranitar to get online, get those stacks that it needs. Rapidash is going to go down bottom to help out as well, but that top base is left on 5, and Pupitar is just going to have to hop his way right on up because there's a giant sword doggo waiting to slash them down, and there it goes. Stun coming out from Eldegoss. A nice KO picked up by Zacian, but that Pupitar is not that far away from being able to evolve into that big Godzilla-like dino.
Now trying to see if they can get a steal. Is No Follow not able to, as they're going to take that on the side of MDR. You have Ronaldo looking to go on in, and then Zip-Zap full charge Spark connects. They don't find the KO though, Lobo. And Espeon gets out with 1 HP and a dream. Godzilla has taken to Faya Sky Ruins, as No Follow has to go on the retreat. They do find a KO on the Comfey, and on the back of the Regirock, they do have a slight level advantage at the moment. But points-wise, it's as close as it could be between these two.
No Follow has brought this back to 5 points, and there's 5 points remaining on that pad. Maybe Tyranitar, but with that true damage, he's going to try and break it. Nope, Zacian's going to swing that sword. Tyranitar, unfortunately, that Comfy is just a little bit too late, but Comfy looking for a place to swap. He's going to try and go onto the Rapidash. Triad Blitz comes out as well, traps the Doggo into the triangle, but I know it does get a takedown from Eldegoss, we say. Eldegoss also was a beneficiary of that patch. It is such a strong supporter right now. No Follow making this lead, extending it little by little.
They are. The thing is, now with the comfy collar around them. At the moment, No Follow being wary of Amara, being trying to stay out of that range. The beams are going to come through from the Mew at the moment. They've got the point lead, but they are getting set up to make a big push on the side of MTZ Esports to dive in from the Pokémon. They have to go on the retreat very quickly. NDR very weak here, goes back to their own pad for the assistance. You saw the Mew trying to go for the flank there, Lobo.
Yeah, I did see it. We've almost got a Mamoswine online as well, but Eldegoss just stealing away a bit of where Amara has decided this is the time to go in. Beautiful eject into the Psychic Solaire. Amara is there, still prancing around like only a Tyranitar can do, but Pokémon is trying to find its target. They need to get Mamoswine on the line, picks up a KO on the Mew as well. MDR is running, but the Pokémon finds it in that push. Tyranitar's going to pop that Unite as well. The rocks are raging, and Mamoswine does go online, but it does get taken down in quick succession by the Zacian. However, the fanciful pony is here to help out.
Ooh, 132 points. No Follow continue to extend their lead very slightly as this Rapidash continues to be a problem. Oh, the Rubble Rouser is used. The Triad Blitz is going to keep locked in. This Zacian 1 HP in a dream. They are. Rapidash was looking for the KO and it was bait as they get taken down by No Follow. And now they go for the rip on the Reggie Steel. We do have Mamoswine here. Haru is waiting to see if they can dive in for it. Makes the wise decision to not do that with 5 members of No Follow on it, and they do look like they want to push this pad.
Yeah, look, Haru does have access to that Mammoth match, and he's going to pull it out right now as Mew does push out the Mystical Mirage as well. Tyranitar, Amara here has decided to go after the Eldegoss, take away the support that No Follow have, and the rest are going to go crumbling down. They need to get some scores on the board. The score lead is still not that far, Tana, considering we're at the 3-minute and 45-minute mark, but they're going to take that Regieleki off the board, and MTZ Esports have turned their attention to a Regidrago, which gets shredded down.
Right, looking at the stats on the website, buddy, No Follow are the only team currently in the UFC that have a 100% win rate. What that means is that they are yet to lose a map. They haven't lost a game. They've won everything with a 3-0 victory so far. Let's see if MTZ Esports can be the first team to do so, but they've fallen 4 KOs for No Follow defending that pad. It was just MDR left, but the Lecky's gone in, and they now go up by 100 points.
I mean, they are showing exactly how well they have recruited in this offseason. That transfer window, but the jumps coming down. Rapidash is just caught out as well. That Eldegoss is such a frontline supporter, Tano. Just so in the face of your own team, providing those stuns, providing those slows, but also providing the healing. 2 minutes 42 on the clock. We're in to final stretch. No Follow have 3 level 13s. We got a level 13 Tyranitar, level 12 Espeon. Just need Rapidash to get a few more levels before we head in to the final stretch, which is about to be in 30 seconds. But there is an objective top side, 12 seconds to go until that spawns. MTZ, they want it. Let's see if they can hold the roll. Let's see if they can roll the good RNG and possibly pick up a Registeel. I mean, even a Regirock at this point, Tano, would be good, but ooh, that's a Regice.
Ooh, of all the trio, I mean, you're not going to complain for getting a free buff, buddy, but out of them all, MDR may have been caught here as well as they get hit with the X's and Bruv proving themselves to be the best defender on this field. Groudon has taken to Faya Sky Ruins. That means the game is very much on, but No Follow have such a lead on the points right now that they can be very patient and dive on in on the side of Ronaldo as they look for a KO. They find MDR. The trying to pull the Unite move out of this T-Tar here. Tyrannical Rampage looking to come on through. They managed to take the Pokémon. They're not even used it yet, buddy. They've hit level 14. No Follow on a bit of a back foot. There goes the Rampage as they look for the executes here, looking to see if they can find Bruv. The eject button is going to keep them out of that sticky situation, and they want to go head-to-head against Amara with this one.
I mean, they are doing a great job, but Bruv is there in their faces, and look at what Zante is doing. Zante has been untouched on the Mew, but Amara gets their own back. Tyranitar takes down Bruv on that cross, but they've still got Zante. They've still got Zacian heading on here, and Pokémon is coming back as well. The only Unite move is that Sovereign Sword, so what can we do here? They do have true damage coming out from Amara. They also have the Psychic Solaire, and Rapidash has decided to go in. The eject into the Psychic Solaire. Zacian goes down, Eldegoss goes down, and MTZ Esports might have an opening. Oh my god, MDR on an HP and they dream, but now they've decided to go for the rip. This Groudon could be there. The true damage from Tyranitar is going to be important. Galarian Rapidash is zoning, and the Groudon is taken by MTZ Esports.
Bro, I thought Christo had that on the dive in with the palm up, but no, MTZ. They're going to take the Groudon, but can they take the points? Look at this, 20 seconds left, but there's nobody up to defend the T2. It's just Eldegoss as they try to dive on through, but Marv, there's only so much you can do as the Elder Glock as they score the points on the side of MTZ Esports, and it looks like No Follow is going to lose their first game here in the UFC.
I'm smiling from ear to ear like a proud uncle after I sat down with these boys at the podcast, but take nothing away at all from No Follow. They were as good as we expected them to be, but again, the re-engage at Groudon, because they only had one Unite move up, they were found by I forgot who. They found my knight on the Galarian Rapidash, the stun onto the Pokémon, and then also Amara, MDR with the eject into the Psychic Solaire, which pushed everybody up. A fantastic, again, re-engage, because they almost lost that first engage, Tano. They were split, they were focused on Brav, and then Zante just was able to throw solar beams at anything that was moving. But who else do you expect to do 92k damage? Amara on that T-Tar.
It was impressive, mate. And I gotta say, though, I liked No Follow's approach in that Groudon fight to begin with, because Bruv was very happy to brawl versus Amara because they pulled out the Unite move. And if you can get that Unite move out of T-Tar and only sacrifice one Pokemon for it, that is fantastic for your team. Obviously, you want to try and get away with not having anybody sacrifice for it, but that's very hard to do in that fight, Lobo. So I loved that play from No Follow, but there just wasn't enough off the back of that. They were too split up. up, and all MTZ Esports needed to do was pick them off one by one and go for that rip.
No, I agree with you 100%. The T-Tar was there. They focused the T-Tar, get the Galarian Rapidash online early in that first rotation, then give the central laning farm to the side of the T-Tar as well. Zacian was a big problem in this, but also that Triad Blitz coming out from Galarian Rapidash was also a problem. I get the Elder Goss. Such a problem to deal with in MTZ, but they dealt with it perfectly well. And see, this is the nice thing I was thinking about NoFollow. They split up. They knew that their Pokemon had abilities in 1v1 situations. They split up. They tried to pull MTZ's focus away. It did work in some instances, but it also did not work in other instances. But bruv, those rock tunes were hitting like a tree. And this was beautiful here. I want to say played by NoFollow. They were looking for that Zacian, but bruv, didn't waver in their task. They got in front. They protected their Zacian, and then it allowed them to get the advantage in this fight.
That it did, mate. And as we've said, though, NoFollow have not lost a game yet in UFC. They've only played 2 sets so far, chat. They played against Guerrilla Tactics, which they beat 3-0. They played against, you can check all this on the website, by the way, if you do want to go have a nosy yourself, chat. They played against Los Catacados and won that with a 3-0 victory as well. So this team are one of the strongest here in UFC. They're the only ones with a 100% record so far. They haven't played as many games as others. But for MTZ Esports to come in and take a game from them is absolutely massive, Hilobo, and it proves that being on a podcast with you is the answer if you want to win.
I mean, we did. I mean, we compared the 2 podcasts where you got to interview Komai Esports and I got to interview MTZ. You apparently didn't get any wins, but I did. So, look, let's just go
I was with
1-1.
Komai, bro.
I mean, it's again, this is the whole point of the UFC. It's to get us highlighted with these players, to get to know them, to get to understand them, and to want you to back these players just like we do. NoFollow, they lost John Madhu, but to pick up Bruv, we're seeing just how the impact of Bruv is there. And this was the beautiful ending to this fight. There's the Galarian Rapidash, got the stun on the Pokémon, still tried to go in with the Supercell Slam just late. I do believe it was Espeon that got the secure on the Groudon. And again, this is what you got to do at Groudon. You don't split up at Groudon. Once you've got those Groudon buffs, you go as a team. You fight as a team. You work your way through. And MTZ Esports, mate, I don't even want to call that. I don't. It would be almost insulting to say that it was luck, because that was a very well planned out fight. And if Pokémon had taken that Groudon at the end, it would have been a very, very good steal. But it was a very controlled game coming out from the side of MTZ Esports.
Yeah, I mean, as far as trying to get the steal goes, Christo couldn't have done anything better, mate. He dived in at the right time. There was just too many people from MTZ Esports in that den, and they take the Groudon pit. But it was a brilliant effort by MTZ. And I do want to say, though, obviously we saw Marv on the Elder Goss there. So obviously with Jean Madhu being the support player that he's no longer on NoFollow, Marv was picked up as the defender here for NoFollow. So they've now slipped into that support role, whilst of course Bruv is going to be here as the main defender for NoFollow. So Marv is playing off their main position that they were expected to play here. Very comfortable on the support, though, but that does play into it a little bit, because you've got to now readjust the synergy that you have in your team playing a different role.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And for that to be the first game that we saw, obviously they've probably been having dabbled in supports throughout their entire Unite career. But there's the Tinkerton ban. That is definitely going to Amara, because Tinkerton is also feeling quite strong right now. So again, Blissey, Suicune, Hooper banned off for the side of NoFollow. Very standard bans coming from the side of MTZ Esports. They don't want to be annoyed by NoFollow, because as soon as you give them those kind of Pokemon that they can get, they can really just lock you down. On the other side, NoFollow seem to think that MTZ Esports like to bring a bit of the chaos, because Mega Lucario, Darkrai, and Tinkerton are going to be banned. Marv's going to pick up the Umbreon, which I think might go to Bruv, unless Bruv wants to select Lapras. With that big root item, that Lapras is a big problem. But we are finally going to see the Emperor Penguin. It got a nerf, a deserved nerf, I'll be honest with you, but it's still very powerful.
That it very much is, buddy. And what is interesting about Bruv picking up the Lapras is Bruv is one of those players that you can never, ever limit on their pool, because not only do they have every defender possibly going, but then you also have to think about these other Pokemon that aren't even defenders, mate. I mean, have you seen Bruv's Mr. Mime? Like, it's ridiculous. So you have to think about all those things when you consider this one player. They have tried to build around it a little bit here. We've got Amara on the Blaziken. Gaddy's going to pick up the Eldegoss. Instead, Zante is bringing out what shouldn't really have a yellow background anymore, but they should change it to red, because Latias is no longer ass. It does a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, I have seen the effect of Latias, and we cannot call it that anymore, but you're right. It should not have that yellow background. I do like what Knight is hovering. However, Amara also no slouch in the all-rounder game, especially with that buff Blaziken. MDR is picking up my favorite attacker right now, which I am absolutely in love with, which is that Alolan Raichu. Does so much damage with that Electro Ball moveset. If you are playing Stored Power on this Pokemon, what are you doing, first of all? But Knight is also going to turn about as fair play, because they're going to pick up the Pokémon. So this is a nice all-rounder duo. Gaddy's going to have a lot to do, because MTZ, they like to brawl, but I think Bruv is probably going to look back at this and be like, well, I cannot wait to brawl it out with you.
Interesting. We can't see the items on Zante here. I want to see the items, because I want to know what they're playing. I think it's going to be an attack Latias, buddy, because with the recent changes to that Pokemon, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because you've got Marv on that Umbreon there, so they're likely going to be providing the wish for some healing. Bruv is there with self-sustain on that defender. I do not expect this Latias to be playing that typical support role. You need some ranged attack, and I cannot believe I'm saying this after what I always say about Latias, but we currently have a attack Pokemon that is that Latias.
It's just Latios, but different. Why?
What
are
is
you
Pokemon
doing,
Unite, bro?
What are you
is
doing?
This game?
What are you doing? But however, we did see the 2 EXP shares on the Lapras and the Umbreon, so Bruv is sticking to that more tankish role. We did see the Resonant Guard and the Big Root on Lapras as well. Lapras is very tanky right now. Like, it's probably one of the most annoying Pokemon to take down, especially when it's got access to these items. Also, if you add the new Brace item onto it as well, it reduces any kind of hindrance as well, because this game needed something that wasn't just full heal to stop any of that. But here we go, Lapras and Latias in the bottom line, alongside the Snorlax and the Alolan, well, the normal Pikachu, but we'll call it Alolan for now. And that's just how much damage Lapras can do in the early game.
Yeah, it's a great combo down there, buddy. And just as a remember, we're only going to be showing the best of threes on stream, chat. So if MTZ Esports takes this win, the rest of the best of 5 will be played offline, and you'll have to go watch it on the YouTube link, because we don't have that much time here tonight. If no follow can take this, we at least get to see a game free.
Look, Marv has been stopped from going anywhere in that bush, but they could come in. Christo is here to try and help out as well, but that Pokémon is online, and Christo has gone, nope, I'm going to have to get out of here. Absol can put a big amount of damage on, but Pokémon says, I'm going to stick to you. Give me a hug, big boy, and tell Nurse Joy I said hello. Oh, my days. Pokémon is ridiculous.
That's exactly what we say. Like, when we say it sticks to you like glue, that is the perfect example. They're playing Absol, mate. They have Pursuit. They have a dash move up and ready to go in a couple of seconds each time. They have an eject button, but still, they cannot get away from Knight on that Pawmot, because it sticks to you like glue.
I mean, and I love the fact that MTR is trying to take down a Lapras and a Latias on the basement lane as well. The one thing you don't want to do is try and jump on to a Alolan Raichu, because it can put those mines down wherever it wants and unleash a big amount of damage, even with those nerfs that came through the Raichu. But there's the Mean Look. I don't even think Mean Look is a point for Amara, because they're just going to say, you're stuck in here with me now. And there it is. It took 3 members to take them down, but they're all barely at half health. Umbreon very, very, very dangerously low. Nobody there to help out just yet. Blaziken's going to go for another rotation of the central lane. Christo's not going to try and stop that after the horrendous experience they had before.
I do think the mean look is interesting. You're going to try and limit Palmot, you're going to try and limit MDR on the Raichu, but I don't know, buddy. I feel like it would have been better to go for the disruption rather than the mean look, the foul play and the wish rather than the other side. But we'll see, because Marv is prepared to try and limit them if they can get some picks, trying to see if they can find the Amara here, and they do as they're sent back to Nurse Joy. No follow. They've scored 127 points unanswered at the moment as they find extra levels as well. The first one with a Unite move on the field is none other than Zante on that Larius.
It's a problem to deal with, but what I do like from NTZ Esports, they're not shying away from any of these fights. We see Amara's waiting, gets caught in the mean look here, but now they have a chance to take down the Empoleon, who is dangerously low, gets wished back to health, and now NTZ Esports have a chance because Christo is a very far distance away from that top pad. They can get there, but they could risk getting KO'd at the same time. The focus on scoring might not have been the best way to go. Christo's going to pop the Midnight Slash to come out and try and help out. Palmot does go down. We've got Snorlax here to help out, and Eldegoss has had to pop that X speed into the Citrus Berries to try and help out. And Zante just getting some free space. Well, it doesn't want to get in anyone's way right now.
I actually like what NoFollow did there, but they only lose one Pokemon, but they've defended that pad. Still no points on the board for MTZ Esports here. No stacks on any of their Pokemon. And that means that when they come into these team fights, it's all on the side of NoFollow. But Amara still proving to be a problem with these overheats. They're going to connect onto that Regieleki. Good zoning from Haru there. Means that they can't get in to stop it on the side of NoFollow. Now they want to push this T1 pad. Thunderstorm Aerial's going to go down. Moonlight Prance trying to answer as well. Sovereign Slide is going to come on through, baby, and that does cause a disruption because right now MTZ still can't push this Regieleki in, but they need NoFollow to get here. The rest of the team, here comes the Mist Blast out from Zante. Doesn't find the KO just yet, but they do have to retreat again. NoFollow pulling off an insane defense here as they tried to take down the Regieleki.
They did a fantastic job defending on that, but that bulky line of Umbreon and Lapras is just not going to let MTZ Esports anywhere near that. They took down the big heavy hitters, but now they have to go try and find a place to score. Haru has seen that Christo is there in that bush, going to try and probably just told MDR to back it up just a little bit, because even though you're on a Alolan Raichu, you put some damage down, Absol can chase you down, but this pad is on one. They might just be able to give it here, but NoFollow doing exactly what they want to do. They've taken the fights all over the map, and their selection of team comp means they have the survivability, they have the bulkiness to handle these one-on-one fights. This is exactly what NoFollow's game plan is doing. They're perfect, doing it to perfection. Oh,
Christo's going to come on out with the Midnight Slash here, but they're stuck in enemy territory and they are taken down in the top side. Mean look, Sovereign Slide is going to come through, but Amara refuses to go down until the cannon hits, and they are sent back to Nurse Joy. NoFollow here, 279 unanswered points against MTZ.
It's not a bad showing. That the points don't tell the story. Like MTZ Esports are doing a good job. Cotton Cloud Crash comes in. They does miss because Palmot had to use the Supercell Slam to avoid any kind of damage coming up from Latios, and Lapras, bro, I don't think has gone below half HP in this game, which is criminal going through. But once again, this all can come down to that final Groudon fight. We're only at the 4-minute mark, and these levels, they're still not looking too far away because we've got 3 level 11s for MTZ Esports, so only 1 level 12 for NoFollow. So they've kept up with the levels, just not the scoring right now.
100%. Thunderstorm Aerial's going to come down here. Moonlight Prance is used instead. They do manage to find the Registeel on the side of NoFollow, looking for the Regieleki here. There's the overheat. Doesn't get it. Is going to be taken by the Raichu. In the meantime, though, Christo's got a lot to deal with as they get taken out by Palmot. They're going to find Marv as well here as they get the wish coming on through. In fact, no, they don't. They were down so weak. They finally find them as Amara gets it, but the revenge comes through in an instant as Zante goes hunting for the rest of MTZ Esports. This Laddie Red is not okay, Lobo. It needs to be nerfed back again.
I mean, dude, we have spent weeks wondering what is going on with Latias. That is not a supporter, my friend. That is absolutely an attacker. So now we've got 2 of the Eon duo as broken attackers. I don't know what Unite was thinking. It doesn't even have a support moveset at the moment. It just has a damage moveset. There's no healing involved with Latias as well. All it does is cheer. And it is cheering quite well right now. Snorlax jumps. Marv did see it. The Dragon Breath goes into the bush. Marv gets caught, does absorb the mean look, which is exactly what they would do. But topside, Brov is about to take on 2 members of MTZ Esports with that bulky Lapras.
Gonna have the assistance coming in though from Potato as they look to defend this pad. They do find Amara, and now Knight needs to run. They get caught in the bubble beam, and MTZ Esports has just lost 2 of their carries to no follow. Still 0 points on the board as we say goodbye to Haru as well. 10 seconds from Groudon here, Lobo, and no follow have everything going for their team. They can be patient with this.
They are doing very well. They know they don't need to start the Groudon. They just need to stop MTZ from coming through. Brov gets caught, trying to be cheeky with that one. But when you're distracted with Brov, the rest are just going to flip that Groudon because it's already at half health. Can we go in for the heavy slam? And the Cotton Clark crashes up as well. Who's going to secure it? Of course, with the Sovereign Slide. The Empoleon gets to secure a nice controlled game coming out of no follow.
What an absolute joy this set is turning out to be. MTZ Esports causes the upset in Game 1, defeating No Follow with a brilliant Groudon fight. Here though, No Follow have well and truly bounced back. Despite some good team fights from MTZ Esports and Amara locking in a good amount of KOs, they still don't score any points, and No Follow look like they're going to hold a shutout here in Game 2 as they still have these Groudon busts with a minute 10 left.
I mean, with the surprise of MTZ Esports taking Game 1 with a very well-fought Groudon fight, No Follow just decided to step it up this time around, and I think on the back of that Lati Red and Brov on that Lapras, that's a level 14 Lapras with an EXP share. My goodness, that is a problem Pokemon to deal with, but I love it, dude. We are seeing so many Pokemon in this patch that have been buffed that needed it. Empoleon still feels very, very strong right now. But I see we are the problem. Hey, I think Knight says, no, we're not getting the shutout this time. They get the 100 in, and that is a message from MTZ Esports. They said, hey, we may have lost, but we ain't letting you have the shutout.
Listen, points matter. It's league gameplay, chat, and you know when you're in a league, if you've ever watched any sport league, points matter, because when it comes down to later on in this league, you will see you'll have the same points as another team, and it will come down to goal difference. So scoring those is very important. I like that play from Knight. You've got to take any points that you can. You're going to lose this game. There's no way that they were going to win after that moment and they were having those KOs. Go and score, but they try and help out that goal difference for later on in the league.
I think that's just a smart play. I think it's also a little bit of pride in your team. You know, no team ever wants to be shut out. And towards the end game, no one is ever defending. So to get a little bit of pride back with your team, we know MTZ like to have fun. They like to have a bit of a distraction on their team. Knight just going in and getting that 100 points was exactly what they wanted to. But I want to say the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story of the game, my friend. I think that was a very good performance from the side of MTZ Esports. They kept the levels going into Groudon. I think they were one level 13 behind or 2 level 13s behind, but they were close to hitting those levels. But again, that problem, Zante doing 80k on that Latias, just not even. Why does it have a yellow background? I don't know. Bro doing 83 is ridiculous. That is an EXP share Lapras. Like, come on now. And Potato, we know them for their Groudon. Sorry, not Groudon, the Garchomp. But they seem to have found another all-rounder that they have enjoyed playing, because 96 coming out from the Empoleon is quite impressive, but also quite standard.
Bro, the Latias, the support Pokemon, did more damage than the Alolan Raichu that has been an absolute menace in Fire Sky Ruin since it came in. And by, it was 22.3% that MDR managed to do on the Raichu. It was 23.8% that Sante managed to do on that supporter. What is going on in Pokemon Unite?
I don't know. It's one of those instances where we might be in Psyduck territory, where Psyduck is clearly a defender, but it's a supporter as well. But there's nothing supportive about Latias. There's literally, it supports the team by getting KOs. That's the same way that you say Inteleon and Absol and Empoleon was the supporter of the team. I don't understand. I kind of want to bring this up as we're looking at it. So I just want to look at the stats that Latios got buffed on real quick so we can actually understand what's going on with this Pokemon. But again,
Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous, man. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I've got them up here because I was having
Yeah,
a nosy before we came in today.
I've just got them here. So let's have a look at these Latias buffs as we watch these highlights. Wild Pokemon damage bonus. Latias now benefits from the Wild Pokemon damage bonus effect. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? The move curve. So Latios now gets Dragon Breath, Dragon Pulse at level 4 instead of level 5. It gets Mist Ball at level 6. It gets Dragon Cheer at level 6. And its Pluff Moves are level 10 and 12. These are evolution stats. This is the evolution.
They EV'd it, bro.
It's Latios. It's Latios for some godforsaken reason. Dragon Pulse. Latios can now move while casting Dragon Pulse. However, Latios moves 60% slower during the animation. Mist Ball. Mist Ball is not its Unite move, or it might be its Unite move. I think it's its Unite move. Mist Ball. No, it is not. Sorry. So, and then the damage reduction buff duration as extension 0.5% per hit from either Latios or Latias, 1 second per hit from either. I don't. The fact maybe it was the moves because I'm not seeing too much of a change in its actual move stats, but actually getting those moves at an earlier stage might make this Pokemon viable. But it's kind of ridiculous, man.
It is pretty busted, to be honest, mate. Ridiculous. And the fact that they originally gave it its Unite move at level 7 in the patch notes and then very quickly changed it back after everybody was commenting saying that's the quickest Unite move in the whole of Pokemon Unite. They quickly rushed and changed it back to level 8. It was ridiculous changes, mate. And no wonder we're seeing it picked up so much now because it is very much an attacker that is not easy to catch.
I mean, it is kind of crazy, but we are seeing Raichu, Blissey, and Hoopa being banned up by MTZ Esports. We got again, it's the Darkrai. All right, I have no follow. Just really don't want MTZ to have any fun in this game because the Tinkerton and the Darkrai are going to be banned off. So it's one apiece. This is going to be the final game that we watch on stream. The rest of the games are going to be recorded and put off stream, and we'll have to move to our next game after this, just to let you guys know. However, it's so unfortunate that this is the game. This is the set that we actually have to cut short a little bit due to our time constraints, which is very unfortunate. MDR is first up on the block to pick. I don't know. Something seems to have gone wrong. Tano? Nope. It was just a little bit of a lag. Just a little bit of a lag because Gaddy's picked up the Suicune, Potatoes picked up the Buzzsaw, Brav is on the Snorlax, Haru was hovering over Umbreon, but they're deciding to go with Clefable, and Amara has decided to go with Charizard. Nope. Amara, we don't get to see what they pick because MDR has decided to pick up Mew. Oh my God, Christo, what are you doing? Nope, never mind.
Ooh, I thought we were going to see that blue bear coming out, buddy, but no, Zante's going to lock in the Miraidon here. Marv is going to pull out the Comfey, and if Christo goes for their bear here, that is a brilliant setup for no follow. They're going to be very comfortable with that. So let's see what MTZ are going to respond with. Surely they expect Christo to pull out the bear after just showing it. Amara is bringing Champ Cena to Faya Sky Ruins.
I absolutely love it. Amara is one of my favorite players to watch in the UFC right now. So creative with the way that they pick these Pokemon that you don't really expect. I do imagine that it might be the submission Machamp, but also Amara does like to get in there and brawl, so we could see close combat come through as well. Christo's picking up the Water Bear, which again, another Pokemon that has the wrong background, because that should be a Speedster background as well for the Water Bear. But this is a nice comp coming out from the side of No Follow. A little bit less control than we've seen them have before, but when you have Brav on that team, mate, control is just it's a given at that point, don't you think?
I do agree. The only thing that I'm looking at here and I'm thinking, no follow, we're not going to be comfortable with that, is Haru on that Suicune. I think no matter what team has Suicune, they have control. It is a crowd control king in this game. Gaddy also has the Clefable. They could go for the Gravity to try and limit what Christo's going to do. You know Christo's running Blue Bear. It's Christo. Of course they are. So you could try and limit them in that way. Even if you don't, though, you have a Suicune on your team, buddy, and I think no matter what, that is not going to be easy for Christo and Potato to deal with.
There's a lot that could be said here for also to see Follow Me come out from the Clefable as well. Moonlight is a given. Again, we have to preface that Big Root does not work on a Clefable. It does not enhance the AoE healing that Moonlight does. It enhances the AoE healing that Clefable does to itself. So just to put that out there for a second. But this is also probably one of the best chances to actually test out the new item, the Bracer that came through. The more hindrance that you get a little buff to your defense and special defense. And with Suicune onto that field, you're definitely getting hindered, my friend.
Yeah, well, let's see, buddy. This is game 3, the last one that's going to be shown on the stream. Let's see who takes the advantage before you have to go and check them out on the YouTube link afterwards. It is going to be Suicune and the Mew taking this bottom lane versus the Snorlax and the Miraidon.
I mean, Comfy has headed straight into that central area because if it's an Urshifu, you 100% know that it's getting invaded straight away. And Amara is right in the face of Buzzsword from the get-go. We've got Miraidon here as well. And again, we talked about it before. We've seen exactly one game of Electro Drift Miraidon come into play. Again, it is what Miraidon's biggest weakness is its mobility and its speed. However, Leafeon is here to help out. Misses the Razor Leafs, but now it's a 3v2 situation because Urshifu is still in the backside of their farm, but Boswell can definitely take a beating.
That they can. They're looking for that level 5, though, buddy. Right now, MTZ Esports, they don't have the power spikes they're looking for. Leafeon is, of course, online, but now we've got Christo coming into the lane with Blue Bear ready to roll. Not far off 5 on the side of Buzzwole. They do go in with the Razor Leaf. Christo's looking for some good KOs here. Gaddy has been sacrificed so that MTZ can get back to their pad, and no follow wise enough. Don't decide to push it.
Yeah, look, that's a smart decision, but look how quickly Christo was able to get out. Now we've got Brov on that Snorlax, hiding in the bush, came in with the tackle, and that's exactly what Christo wants to do. They want to go right after Haru on that Suicune, and you can't CC me if you're not there, and that's no follow's plan right now as Leafeon manages to run away from the incredible danger that is in MTZ Esports Central area.
I do like this pressure, but if you can stop Machamp getting online here, you will win this early to mid game. As they look for the KOs though, but guess what? The freezes were there, the submission comes through, and Christo is sent back to Nurse Joy as Marv tries to Usain Bolt out of there and get back to their own team.
Didn't even need to pop the X speed. He knew exactly what he was doing. Haru might have just thrown those moves just a little bit too early to ensure that the KO went on. But Marv going right back to where home is, and that is around the neck of Christo on that water bear. We've got submission Machamp in. That's a beautiful submission coming through. The gravity wasn't put down. I don't think Clevable has access to that second move just yet. It was a great start to that maneuver, but there the Buzzsaw was able to slam them back, and Christo is just chasing down any kind of loose food.
Oh, this game's going to be an absolute joy to watch, mate. We see it being a back and forth already as they do find Suicune here. Now the rest of the team has come in and submission comes through onto Snorlax. Bruv gets away though as Christo puts the damage onto the side of Champsina. Mara's looking to see if they can find something else here, but with that comfy collar being around Christo, they go on the retreat here, looking to see if they can take the Regidrago whilst the Rip is coming through onto that top objective for no follow. They're going to get the Regieleki. Will they go for all the objectives on the field?
I think they will, because there's no one defending this pad right now, so that's going to be a nice little overcap coming through from the side of No Follow. Still zeros on the side of MTZ Esports. No Follow didn't like losing that first game, especially not to some newcomers. They had took that one a little bit personally, so I want to think they do. Bright Future Meteor Storm comes down. No Follow want to make sure they have the brightest future on the field. Bam! And the dirt is gone. That's an ad from Australia, you know. And now they're just going to make these points rain into that basement lane.
Australia, mate, we got Sillet Bang over here. We know what you're talking about in this EU region, as the Regice is going to get Sillet banged off Thea Sky Ruins, as No Follow going to take that uncontested at the moment. MTZ, they want to show face in the top lane. It's currently just Potato left there to defend it, but they're going to be happy with that as they take down Gaddy, and they look for Knight here as well. Emerald, two-step ain't going to save you yet, buddy, as they come hunting for you, trying to use the Altaria family. Doesn't quite get them in their arms, though.
Unfortunately, my friend, MTZ Esports are falling a little bit behind, not only in the score in this game, but also in the levels. Leafeon's Emerald two-step should be able to pretty much just nuke anyone, but Chris is going to pop out the Unite move. Those flowing fists are going to rage. However, the level difference between a level 8 Leafeon when they got taken down and a level 10 Buzzsaw when it took down is massive. That Emerald two-step did absolutely nothing.
That it did not. Right now, though, they are overstaying their welcome, rather, as no follow need to go on the retreat. Submission looking like it wants to come through. They use the eject button for it as well, buddy, but instead, Potato is going to find the slam onto Clefable. It's going to come through with the Swole Slam as well. The Wonder Witch was used. A huge barrage blow comes out from Amara, but they don't find the KOs. Suicune has no retreat as they're cut off by Bruv, and no follow come out of that looking pretty rosy.
It just seems like MTZ are like one or two big moves away from getting some of these important KOs, but no follow. The teamwork is just so good. There's the Emerald two-step once again, but it's a level 9 Leafeon versus a level 11 Miraidon. Finds the KO back with the Bright Future Meteor Storm. It's a problem that the levels are right now. They just don't have the damage coming through, but there's the Endless Ice Spikes into the Solar Beam. Machep trying to find something. But no, the freeze gets them out just barely.
And it's only the Comfy that goes down. Marv, the only player to be lost there, is absolutely massive for no follow as Christo gets back to this T1 pad, uses the Citrus Berries. Got to watch out for the submission coming through as they are going to be KO'd in an instant with the Razor Leaf coming through as well. Mystical Mirage from MTZ here as they get set up for a big push. Potato, though, has that Comfy Golly around them, and they're going to use that to look for KOs. They're frozen, but no HP taken from the bar as they punish MTZ back to the wall. And right now, there's nothing they can do but run and scramble from the ultimate Swole, and Bruv finds the finish off as MTZ are back on the retreat.
Unfortunately, in that fight, Amara had really nice submission picks onto Buzzswole, and Haru was dropping down those whirlpools, but they were submissioning and suplexing them away from the whirlpools. So just unfortunately, you get a suplex on that Buzzswole into any one of those whirlpools at any time, and that's a different game entirely because Potato gets stunned, they get frozen, they get CC'd, and then you could get the KO, but just missing that combo was very, very damning for the side of MTZ Esports. But they're trying new things, Tana, which is the most exciting thing. They're making these fights close. They brought it back with 2 level 12s. We got 2 level 13s on the side of NoFollow. Bruv, X-speeding with the block to counter that Clefable. Separating Clefable away from the attackers is big, and it's what NoFollow have been doing all game.
The difficulty is we're 40 seconds away from the Groudon fight here. NoFollow have the extra levels. They currently are way ahead in points. They know on the side of MTZ Esports, it's all about this final fight. They have to group up. They have to be ready for it with all their Unite moves because this Regieleki is also taken by NoFollow. Every advantage in this game right now is on the side of NoFollow, and MTZ are going to have to be smart with how they play this final fight.
I wonder if they're just going to let this walk in. They are, because that base was low enough that it just walks in. So no overcap. 342 to 10. No shutout. Again, respectable scoreline, respectable levels, because they got 3 level 12s on the side of MTZ Sports, 3 level 13s on the side of NoFollow. We've just got Amara going over to that level 13. Leafeon could lose a level 13 as well, but those Emerald 2 steps are going to hit a lot more effectively right now. But this is the problem. What do you do if you're MTZ right now? Because you have to wait. You have to sort it out, but NoFollow just going to sit back because they're comfortably in the lead with only Potato protecting that top pad.
I mean, it looks like they're trying to go for a patient tactic here. They're going to use MDR to try and find a little bit of vision on where NoFollow are. They're not in the bushes, so now they get set up in that top side. They've recognized where the ranged attacking Christo is at the moment, looking to see if they can get the pick. The submission was sent from way far out. NoFollow are going to get back to their own T1 pad in the bottom lane. Going to get stalled out here as we do see Buzzwole coming in. Submission's going to connect onto them, though, and the Emerald 2-step is going to find the KO. Power Nap comes through from Bruv, but right right now, MTZ Esports, they have the advantage. We do see Haru very weak here. Bright Fury Media Storm's going to come on through. Means that Knight has a very little HP. Barrage Blow is going to be used onto Christo, but it doesn't work, buddy, because the friendly fields forever goes on up. And right now, No Follow have the advantage as they've taken out 3 strong hitters from MTZ Esports. We're going to say goodbye to Leafeon as well. I don't see MTZ coming back from this, Lobo.
I mean, give a round of applause to Marv, because Christo surviving, that was all due to the efforts of Marv. There's the freeze on Christo into the endless ice spikes, into the gravity as well. But this water bear is kind of ridiculous right now, especially when you go with when you have it with a Confe. Bruv, you cheeky little devil, you. They're not going to let you score 100 into that pad, but they might just let Zante score 32, and they do, and increase that lead with 12 seconds to go. It is almost likely that this is a game over for the side of MTZ Esports. No Follow going to go up 2-1. And again, unfortunately, we only get to see the best of 3 this time around due to our time constraints, due to them moving the time zones around, buddy. It's so frustrating. However, that was such an exciting series of games to watch.
That was an absolute blast. I really enjoyed that one. A huge shout out to MTZ Esports, managing to be the first team to take a game from No Follow. But what a bounce back by that squad. They are continuing to be one of the most exciting squads to see here in the EU region, even in other tournaments. But it's not just UFC that we see players like this compete in. They also compete in the weeklies, and they do consistently well over there. They've also got the LFPU that a lot of them are currently playing in, and they do consistently well over there. MTZ, though, I think they've got to get an award for being the most exciting up-and-coming team that we get to watch.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. They have to be the most exciting team that we have seen. We saw even last week, they had that little Gyarados off as well with Los Catacudos getting the quickest Gyarados evolution last week. I'm going to say this right now, and this is another really hot take of mine. Delete Comfy from the game. I don't think it needs to be in the game. I don't think it needs to be in the game. I'm very, very serious with this one. I do not think that Comfy needs to be in the game, because we see that a Pokemon like Zoroark, a Pokemon like a Speedster, like Zeraora, a Pokemon like Urshifu, there is a pseudo Speedster as well. It just, they become impossible to take down. And we saw Amara nearly had the KO on Christo there with the barrage blow on to Christo or Ronaldo in this instance. But it was just a fraction before Marv was able to get the Flowery Fields Forever that allowed them to survive. And that changed the course of the Groudon fight. I've never been a fan of Comfy. I don't like Comfy in the game. I think it is a problem to deal with. And I think it's just, I don't know. I don't like it, man. I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan. Not
a vibe. Is that just because you don't get the comfy pocket, though, Lobo?
No, see, here's the thing, because I tend to play worse with a Comfey pocket because I'm more worried about my Comfey than I am myself. Because I will go in and I will, even especially when I play Mimikyu, I will go in and shadow sneak my way around. And if I have a Comfey, I'm more worried about getting KO'd, because then my pocket will be upset. So I'm just like, I'd rather not have a Comfey. I kind of want to, I don't know.
See, I go the other way. Mate. I get so confident because I have a Comfy on me that I can take that 1v4. Trust me, I can take it because I have a Comfy around my neck, bro.
Like, most of the time, I can take the 1v4, especially if I'm playing Mimikyu. But I don't know. It's just, for me, I don't feel good about it. And maybe it's a personal thing. I don't feel good about it, but maybe it's a personal thing. But I don't know. For me, I've just never enjoyed, if I'm being serious, if I'm being 100% serious, I've never enjoyed Comfey as a supporter. I think because it almost acts like an enhancer, to be honest. And we see Comfeys usually stick on one Pokemon in particular, whether it's a Zoroark, whether it's an Urshifu like we saw in that instance, or whether it's a Zeraora, or whether even Amara playing the Comfey on the Tita had the Comfey was partnered with the Tita. I've just never enjoyed it as a Pokemon because it gives a Pokemon a lot more. Again, it is what it is. It is designed to do exactly that, to be an enhancement to another Pokemon. And I've just never, I don't know, I've just never felt that it is a, a worthy addition to a team. It's too
I get you.
important. It's too important, and it makes too much of a difference in a game. So either nerf the Pokemon that always have a Comfey wrapped around them, or nerf the Comfey.
I get you, buddy. Comfey is the enabler. Now, whether that is a good or bad thing, I will leave you to think about, chat, because we're going to take a quick break. Let us know in the comments if you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think a bad thing. Either way, we will be back very shortly. Grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, you beautiful Pokemon trainers, as we get ready for the next set here. Guerrilla Tactics are warming up to take on Los Caracados, Lobo.
Los Duros, my friend.
Los Duros is. I need more coffee, bro. It's been a long day.
Brother, every time you talk about Every time we talk about it's a long day, my day is just starting. But
Well, let
I
me
mean,
tell you, take coffee, mate. Make sure you have plenty of coffee today because you need
uh,
it.
I 100% need coffee. But it's always easy to get these teams mixed up, especially we saw with the transfer window. There is a lot of transfers going on. So we're going to try and keep you guys updated with that as we go through. The transfer window is quite exciting, man. We did go over it just a little bit before, but we've had Komai Esports pick up Korea again. We've had Guerrilla Tactics, who we're about to see right now, are going to be, they've picked up Fizzy and they've picked up Snow as well. So this is actually incredible. We saw one of the biggest changes in the transfer window in the first game with No Follow picking up Bruv and Jean Madu, who we absolutely adore here at the UFC. We've seen them play one of the best support players that I've personally seen in the EU region. I put them up there with Norami, who was my favorite EU support player as well, that I got to watch closely last year. So a lot is going on in the UFC, but I'm so excited to see Guerrilla Tactics and Los Duros go up against each other. Once again, it is a best of 3. The other 2 games are going to be recorded off stream and posted on the YouTube link. So we do apologize for the little snafu that we've got today. The time zones changing make it difficult for us to put on and get the times right for these incredible teams to show their skills. But we're going to get right on into it. Let's have a look at these teams. Leon, Cherry King, Tibby, Fizzy, and Snow for Guerrilla Tactics. Los Duros, No Way, Albanoa, Oscar Tar, Danny, and Louisan. I have to tell you, when we played those games on stream, Tano, we went up against Danny and Oscar Tar in one game, and we went up against No Way in another game. So I can claim victory over one of those 3.
I also want to take the moment, now that we are in draft, to say a humongous happy birthday to Danny, an incredible ranged attacker here in the EU region. She is an amazing player, and a huge birthday to Queen Danny. Everybody say so in chat, because we want to celebrate our players as much as we possibly can as we now see the bans on screen, Lobo.
I mean, Suicune, Blissey, and Darkrai, ain't nobody want to be put to sleep by that Darkrai after that patch came out. Buzzwole, Empoleon, and Mega Lucario. Buddy, why are we seeing so many all-rounders being banned out right now? Are we back to the all-rounder meta? Can we stop introducing all-rounders, please? Give us some more defenders. Give us some more supporters. Mate, give us some more ranged attackers. That's what I want to see. But Leon's hovering over Clefable first pick, which is quite interesting considering how many powerhouses are left on the board.
I dare Pokemon Unite to give us 3 Pokemon in a row that are not all-rounders, bro. I dare them, mate. I don't even think they have the capability of doing such a thing. It's just ridiculous how much we get. We're going to have a little bit of lag here again, as we do see now. Louisan's going to lock in the Blastoise. Albanoa's going to pick up the Hooper for Los Duros. Looks like Danny is going to range it out with a Mew here, whilst Tibby is going to pick up the Zash, and we see Fizzy there on the Snorlax, and we see Snow pick up the Urshifu for Guerrilla Tactics.
Guerrilla Tactics all had such nice names. They all had such nice names going through, but we take one little bit of lag and all those names go away. We are going to see the Blue Bear come out once again. Daddy Leon maybe going to pick up the Alcremie to support the Blue Bear. I hope we don't see another Confe. Thank goodness we don't see another Confe. But Chari King is going to pick up that Miraidon. Danny's gone with the Mew. Alolan Raichu not going to be played. We know Danny does like both of those Pokemon. No way going to deal with the Umbreon. And Oscar is hovering over Venusaur, which is also very interesting considering Venusaur catching strays in that patch that we talked about, my friend.
Don't even get me started, mate. There's no need to touch Venusaur. The poor thing was doing so well. And we'll see whether it continues to do so. Still a very strong Pokemon. We'll see whether those impacts, those patch changes are that effective. But it just annoys me in this all-rounder meta that they decided to nerf that Pokemon a little bit. But this is the state of our board here, Lobo. We do have Danny on that ranged attacker on the Mew. Will Oscar go for the Pedal Dance here? Because they don't really have that much brawl. I suspect that Louisan's going to go for the Damage Blastoise here with that scarf that we see on it. But outside of that, I expect this to be a Pedal Dance.
Louisan is quite strong. We have seen them play the Rapid Spin before. I've just got the stats up here. Solar Beam was nerfed The ratio was taken down from 27.5 special attack to 25% special attack. The base has gone from 230 to 210. The Solar Beam Plus cooldown was nerfed, so it goes from 7 seconds to 8 seconds. And the Pedal Dance, only thing that was nerfed on Pedal Dance was its cooldown went from 8 seconds to 9 seconds. The movement speed on that Pedal Dance does grant you from 97 to 20% movement speed increase has gone from 80 to 17. So not too big of a problem. It's still got the buffs to its base stats. Giga Drain is still going to do the same thing. It's just the Solar Beam damage has been nerfed quite a lot because essentially Solar Beam was doing a lot. So I can see possibly the reasons behind that nerf. However, the cooldowns, I feel like they just throw random numbers at cooldowns and nerf it by like 0.6% of a second. And I'm like, what does that even do? But again, sometimes these nerfs really, really don't make sense. We should really take a moment to cover this at some point because some of these numbers, mate, they're just crazy. But we've already got an invade as Fizzy is going to prove that Oscar just can't have an easy time in that central lane.
I mean, Snorlax is such a menace in the early game that even No Way coming here is just not going to do that much. They can take the nap, they'll get the healing. They're just wasting so much time here, allowing their own central area to get all of their buffs uncontested, and then they're going to come into this bottom lane and hope to find some good KOs.
No, I agree with you, and this is exactly what was going to happen because that speedster like Urshifu is a big problem. Even Mew, that is probably one of the fastest Pokemon on the board with just base speed without any boosted, can't run away from a water bear. In the top side, we've got a Bulbasaur with one solo buff. Look at, or just all lonely with that single buff. But Zacian gets stunned out by Mew, barely making it back to its pad. And Shari King was trying to come up and defend as well, but saw the Umbreon and went, nope, gonna retreat back to my own side.
Alrighty, I mean, some stacks going in for Guerrilla Tactics already. Right now, Losteros are just looking for those levels for their Pokemon as they do see their Bulbasaur, Ivysaur rather, going down as Snow looks to punish them. And the pincer movement coming in from Miraidon as well as Shari King locks in more KOs alongside Fizzy. So Guerrilla Tactics, they have really dominated this early game so far, Lobo.
They have, and Snow has impressed a lot with the move pool of their Pokemon coming out to just it's expanded so well, my friend. Like Urshifu, I'm sorry, we have seen Snow play a lot of Serena. We've seen them play a lot of all-rounder builds, but digging into that Speedster kit. I'm going to say Speedster Kid because they are playing Urshifu Blue Bear. But Fizzy here is a problem because stealing, that's the second buff they've stolen away from Oscar. And a Venusaur, even though it evolves at level 7, you want it to get as many buffs as it can. And Snow, before Fizzy can even think about going down and going back to Nurse Joy, comes in to just back everybody off.
The thing is, right, so Snow played on Gen 5 with Yutao, right? Yutao is a brilliant speedster player, but they moved Yutao over to tank because they're also a very good tank player and allowed Snow to be that central area because that is how good they are, mate. So seeing them here on Guerrilla Tactics, no wonder they are managing to dominate this so far. Brilliant effort from them. But right now, Losteros, they've got their Venusaur online. They have their moves ready to go. We'll see whether it's going to be the double beam comp that Losteros like so much or whether it's going to be Pedal Dance. They've just got to get a little bit more. If they can get that Unite move on the side of this Venusaur, they have a chance.
We did see Giga Drain come out from the Venusaur as well. We've got Regieleki in the bottom side. So I want to say, I haven't really seen too much Solar Beam with Giga Drain. It's usually the other way around, where you play Sludge Bomb that lowers the opponent's special defense if they step into the poison, and then Solar Beam can just shred them down. But again, Oscar is having a problem in this lane because just getting invaded by either Snow or Zacian in that top lane is such a problem to deal with. But that Regieleki has walked in, but they don't have the points in the pockets to try and defend.
No, they don't. Close to the Verdant Anger here is Oscar. They're going for some damage onto the Regirock now, but Guerrilla Tactics are here to defend against it. Fizzy with a good heavy slam. Snow's going for the rip as well as Tibby, and a brilliant rip they currently have. The zoning comes through as Fizzy blocks them, and it is a beam coming out from the Venu, but they don't find it, buddy. It's going to be taken by Snow as they look for the KOs, and Mew, Danny, unfortunately back to Nurse Joy as Lost Heroes are on the retreat. 3.
That was a lovely cross beam that we saw come through. I thought I saw beams come from both sides. The Hooper barely getting it. There's the Verdant Anger into the solar beam coming out as well. It's interesting that the Giga Drain was also used maybe to just to stop and give that Venusaur a little bit more life, but Blastoise is there. Gonna have to pop out the Hydro Typhoon to stop Snow from rolling, but nothing is gonna stop that snowball from rolling down that hill and causing an avalanche, because Bluebird just cannot be stopped right now.
Absolute menace in this game so far. Look at them, buddy, as they cut through Los Duros one at a time, happy to sit on the Hooper portal and look for the KOs. Now they go back to their pad and look for more experience, but Los Duros are struggling against Snow at the moment, especially with Fizzy bringing in the blocks for them as well. And if they can't break through that line, Chari King is going to continue to cook them from behind, both of them cutting through Los Duros.
It'd be interesting to see what Chari King's damage taken was this, but Oscar finally getting the better of Fizzy and taking one of those buffs. I don't know where the other buff went as well. Maybe Oscar can finally get access to 2 buffs in this game, but Snow is here, level 11. So is Chari King on that level 11 as well, and they're just going to take this Regieleki off the board. The hyperspace hole, the Hooper Highway is still in effect. All 5 members are in that top pad, but don't count Snow out. He might just want to take this on and try to defend this pad and wait for the rest of their team. But Mew's going to get that in, break the pad, which is exactly what they want. The power nap's going to come out, but Oscar's been jumped, and they're going to go down. The shotgun Verdant Anger does come out with the solar beam, but the Fluffy Creep Supreme was supremely timed that time.
Hydro Typhoon coming out here from Blastoise. Louisian doesn't find the KOs though, and they just prolong their own demise as they're sent back, and Los Duros are scrambling to defend this pad. No Way Jose doesn't find any KOs, but they're going to extend it here with the Moonlight Prance, and they get back into the back line of their own team. They survive all of that onslaught as Los Duros look to bounce back with some important KOs here. Danny's going to find the double. Oscar gets blocked on out. Mystical Mirage will come through. They finally find No Way, as we do see Danny looking to see if they can hunt down Tibby here. At the moment, they are running, and they are running quick, because look how low their HP bar is.
I mean, both Snorlax and Zacian were running for their lives, and this is a beautiful objective to come out for the side of Los Duros. Make sure that that Reggie Steel does not reset, and Oscar finishes it off. That was a great comeback fight for the side of Los Duros. They got a few more points back on the board. They got some levels on their side as well. Those 2 KOs picked up by Danny and Oscar were very, very important, because they were on not only Snow, but they were also on Chari King on that Zacian.
Now they want to continue to push this aggressiveness as well, the guerrilla tactics, as you see them poking up onto the T2 of Los Duros here. And eventually they decide to go back, because we have an objective spawning in the bottom lane. They do have a beam on the side of Los Duros. That's a lot of damage that they're then going to have to use the healing from Daddy Leon for. This is going to be a Regieleki in the bottom lane. You can see with the yellow border around it. Now that is probably one of the few things in these patch changes that I'm very happy with.
Yeah, mate, I am very happy. Some of the patch changes were really, really nice to see. But again, we're still seeing some of the same Pokemon maintain in this meta. Even though we're in the Fearless Draft section of Pokemon Unite right now, we're still seeing a lot of the same powerhouses be picked up. With 20 seconds to go until Groudon spawns, the game has been a fairly low-scoring game in terms of games that we have seen before. We've got Louise in that top part. The double beam combo is a combo I really didn't expect that I would like as much as I do, but it seems to work as well, just keeping that range. Maybe a little bit more frontline. I don't know, maybe Blastoise plays that Surf moveset. You got a little bit more distraction, but Snow looking for a quick 42 dunk on their pad, but could get caught out here with the Electro Ball and the double beam. But that is beautiful by Daddy Leon to run after Snow and try to get those heals on so they don't go down.
That would have been a massive pick for Los Duros. Brilliant save coming in for Guerrilla Tactics there. And right now, Los Duros are yet again on the back foot. They're going to come through with a power nap on the side of the Snorlax. It does do some good disruption. Tibby may be caught out in the central area here. Heavy Slam's going to come on through. Huge as beams connect. Verdant Anger's going to say goodbye to the Sword Doggo as Los Duros find some good hits. But now they need to take more. No Way is taking the charge beam frontal straight on as they look to see if they can find the KO onto Cherry King. They don't do just yet as they're pulled through the portal. Very low on HP at the moment. The Fluffy Cream Supreme's going to be let loose here as well. They finally find Daddy Leon, but Guerrilla Tactics are extending this fight. Instead, though, Los Duros finds the important KOs, and now it's Tibby versus the world as the rip on Groudon comes through from Los Duros. Portals are used, coming back full health. They have to deal with Tibby because they have Sovereign Sword. If they don't find that KO, that is a great secure for this buff.
No, I agree, but like you said, it's Tibby versus the world. The Sovereign Sword is lined up. They went a little bit too early, and Los Duros are gonna secure the Groudon and possibly secure game number 1, but no, the 50 goes in. They're still a few points behind. I almost forgot we're not in the world of Rayquaza, but they've got to fight together. Snow is about to jump as well. Can they get the 50 in? They've got to score this right now. There's 3 members on the board. There goes 40. They're ahead by about 9 points right now with 10 seconds left to go. That was a lot closer than I ever expected this game to go.
I don't think they've done enough here, buddy. I think, and that is such a shame because the portal was put down by Albanoa, and Danny uses the surf to try and pull them off the pad on the side of Guerrilla Tactics, but they end up surfing into the portal, buddy, and Danny goes back, has to come back and use surf again, and that's just too much time that they haven't been able to score. That is such a shame for Los Duros, but they pull it out.
They
oh
pull
my
it off.
God.
They
That
pulled
is
it off.
ridiculously close.
They got the 40 in. I thought there was a 9-point lead, but again, to come back, now we've seen 2 game 1s in both sets, my guy, where one team completely in control, no follow in control of MTZ Esports. Guerrilla Tactics were in control of this game for quite a substantial amount, but Los Duros coming up clutches in at that Groudon fight, takes it to 1-0. Man, what a game. The UFC gets more exciting week in and week out. These players are getting better and better every single week.
They are, buddy. I mean, they're keeping me, they're giving me a bloody heart attack is what they're doing, mate. It's ridiculous between these two teams. Los Duros, 100% Snow was unbreakable in that game. They were having a difficult time dealing with the comp that Guerrilla Tactics was bringing to them, but they'd done enough. They managed to keep the score close enough for them to at least matter at that Groudon fight. They have an extended fight, and they come out on top, really comfortable with the run back that they had, and then they do just manage to squeak enough points in the final few moments. This is a ridiculous matchup between these two teams.
Between Christo and Snow, I've seen enough Water Bear that I'm also starting to like it. Put it on the stage of like Zoroark right now. At that point where it's those 3 Pokemon, Urshifu, Water Bear, the Rapid Strike Urshifu, the Flowing Fist Urshifu, Zoroark, and Zeraora. Those are 3 Pokemon that it seems that people bring out at that stage where you just want to dominate a game. And look, we go into this Groudon fight, beautiful Verdant Anger taking out Zacian first and foremost. The Bright Future Meteoswarm didn't even have a chance to come down just yet because we got Umbreon chasing down and then into the Hooper on a bound. Umbreon does go down here, but Shari King is dangerously low. And look here, they turn their attention to the Alcremie. The Double B manages to secure, and then the Surf manages to take down Fizzy as well. Just isolate and attack was Los Duros' game plan in that Groudon fight, and they did it to perfection, my friend.
They did, because I really like the fact that they go get the HP and they stop hitting this. They know that Tibby is here with Sovereign Sword. You cannot get this low enough for Tibby to sneak in and go for the KO. They've lured him to go in for it, but the Sovereign Sword doesn't connect onto the Groudon. And even if it did, it wouldn't be enough damage. And then they just go lock it in. And it's these moments here as they sneak it in. We see the serve comes through. This is where Danny's come back from being in the portal. And they do manage to sneak enough points in as we slow it down a little bit here. Who is the one that scores the points?
I think the points went in before all of this happened. So the points actually went in, I think, through Umbreon or I think it was Umbreon that managed to score those points because they scored. We saw 2 members on the pad. And 2 members when there are other people attacking you is not enough. So Danny was the 3rd member that was able to get the extra score, give it that extra time, because it's almost instant at that point to score. If you've got 3 members plus a Groudon buff, that is almost instantaneous scoring. So getting that extra 40 in, they took it up by 9 points, and Los Duros taking game 1.
Also, chat, just to let you know, in the other game, No Follow has won that set with a 3-1 victory in total. So I'm very much looking forward to see how that final game went when I get a chance to watch it tomorrow. But No Follow come out on top. Still, though, they no longer have a 100% record here, Lobo. And that means no team no longer has a 100% record in this UFC.
I mean, and I think MTZ should take a lot of props away from the fact that they were able to take a game off of No Follow, because they were looking like they were going to come in and just dominate. And MTZ showed, you know that saying, if you can make a god bleed, is he really a god? And they did make them bleed as well. But they came back with a vengeance, and it's exactly the same like we're seeing right now with Los Duros and Guerrilla Tactics. Guerrilla Tactics looking very, very strong. They, again, did very well in the transfer window right now. I call it a transfer window, but that's just what we call it, the transfer saga. We love to call it Rostermania that happens, and we usually get a lot of Rostermania, especially leading up to the new season of the UCS. So it is all happening. We will keep those transfer stats updated as much as we can. The UFC is building these teams for the next season, so we'll see. There could be a lot of changes coming forward, and Tano and I are here to keep you updated about it. But what we're going to keep you updated about right now is some of these stats that were coming out from the new patch, buddy, because I want to talk to you about Darkrai. Now, Darkrai is a little speedster that I have been having a lot of fun with, especially when you have a duo partner who is a gold badge Wigglytuff. That is a fun time for anyone involved. But its cooldown reduction was buffed. So the cooldown reduction at level 5, it gets a 10%. It goes from 5% to 10%. And from level 9, it's 10% to 20%. And it stays at 20% until level 15. The Dark Pulse cooldown was buffed from 8 seconds to 7 seconds. Its damage ratio was taken from 158 to 180. As well as its base goes from 134 to 412. Those jump in stats are nuts for Darkrai, which is why it was used as the 3rd ban for Guerrilla Tactics right now.
Bro, I have been saying for months, that Darkrai is still a problem in this game. Many people play even with an EXP share, and it is still a problem in this game. And then they go and buff the thing. Like, excuse me? That is ridiculous. I know, of course, you have the battle passes and all that goes on, which is probably what we're seeing here, because I believe it is Darkrai that gets one in the battle pass. So,
yep.
It's just ridiculous, mate. It did
Gengar also got a nice little battle pass as well, which I thought you'd be very happy about.
I am. The thing is, I love Gengar, but I recognize, mate, that if you tweak that Pokemon even a little bit, it becomes ridiculously broken.
It becomes broken.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, Hex is already a problem to deal with as well. So it is a problem to deal with in general right now. But I also want to go through a few other stats as we have a look at the bans, which is Hooper, Raichu, Mr. Mime. Now that Mr. Mime has been picked, this is the stats I've wanted to go over for Mr. Mime ever since we saw it. So, Mr. Mime, its stats have been buffed. Its HP has been buffed. Its defense has been buffed. And now that we're seeing an EXP share Mr. Mime at around level 12, its max HP went from 6,800 to 7,100. Its defense at level 12 went from 300 to 341. Its special defense went from 259 to 298, and its barriers got a cooldown. So Mr. Mime has become a lot tankier. It essentially got the Venusaur treatment, my friend. And now that we've also seen Eldegoss as well, Eldegoss is the supporter I think you and I talk about the most in positive light, because we have not said anything good about Latias. But the Leaf Tornado's cooldown was buffed, so 9 seconds to 8 seconds. Cotton Spore has increased the amount of slow that it puts on the opponent from 30% to 40%, as well as Cotton Spore Plus It gives you a defense and special defense increase going from 40% defenses to 50% defense. It's just insane over the board for these two supporters, and I'm excited to see them on the field.
The thing is, right, I love Eldegoss, and we talk about it many times, buddy, but again, it's another Pokemon where you have to be careful what you do to it. Eldegoss is the all-around Pokemon. Like, yes, it's got a support background, but it takes damage, it deals damage, it does good healing, it does good shielding. It does everything in Pokemon Unite, and you shouldn't have a Pokemon take that position unless it's an all-rounder that we see so much on. If you have a yellow background, mate, you shouldn't be doing all the stuff that Eldegoss can do, and I think they've got to be very careful about how much they give Pokemon like that. And this is coming from a Gengar player. Do you know what I mean? I understand that you can't like give too much to a Pokemon because it will break it, and that is not good for the game. Eldegoss was in a good position. Stop buffing it. Leave it where it's at. We don't need to see any more on that ridiculously good Pokemon anyway. Come on.
No, I mean, I agree with you. And now seeing that Oscar and Albino are going to be pairing that inside the top lane for the side of Los Duras, is going to see how much those buffs actually came into effect. I also want to talk about the changes as well. Tano, Regieleki's got a little bit of a change. We have it's not a stat change or anything, but the timer for Regieleki is now yellow. So before it even spawns, you can now see what path that the objective is going to spawn in, which is great. It's there for more communication. You have 30 seconds now to decide where you want to go, as opposed to rolling that RNG timer. There was also a change to the Bunnelbees as well. The Bunnelbees that spawn next to the forward goal zones, and in between each team's forward goals have been replaced with a Baltoy. The experience points is the same, but the overall Eos energy has been lowered. Unite was feeling that these top tier ones are getting broken too easily, so they've taken some of the Eos energy away, but they've kept the experience the same, which is quite interesting to me. I don't really feel like it was necessary. It felt like tweaking something for the sake of tweaking something, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think there was any need for those changes, to be honest, mate. I mean, obviously, I don't play this game as much as these players do. I cast it nearly every day, so I do get to see, like, a lot of it. I don't think they would... If the T1s break too easy, the T1s break too easy. I think, coming down to the fact that we're no longer in Rayquaza, and actually breaking goals and having a point lead makes a difference in this game now. I like that, and I don't think we needed to make those changes. But on top of that, I'm so torn on the Regieleki thing, because like I understand from a player perspective, you kind of need to know at least which lane are we attacking, where are we going. You need to plan for it. And the RNG side of it is very fun. You don't know what's coming up in what lane. That's fun, but it's not very competitive. So I understand why they've brought in the whole, yellow border and all that kind of stuff. I just like the chaos of not knowing, really.
I mean, I do agree with you as well. It means teams have to think a little bit more on their feet rather than being spoon-fed information. It was almost the same as Rayquaza, where it was almost spoon-feeding a victory. If you will, once you took Rayquaza, the game was essentially over, unless you got team wiped. But it is what it is. We've got Mr. Mime and Snorlax in the basement lane, which is a problem. We've got Leafeon here already evolved, with Eldegoss sporting that lovely little red aura as well coming through, and Los Duras are taking a commanding presence early on.
Yeah, I like it. Snow looks like they want to go invade, though, with that Fletchinder, because right now they've left the blue buff, because Leafeon's going to take that quick rotation and come into lane early on. So now Guerrilla Tactics are going to use that and capitalize on it, trying to get for the Talonflame online early.
It's a smart play to get Talonflame online, and I know Snow is a very, very good Talonflame, a very, very aggressive Talonflame. I wonder if they're going to go for the Brave Bird option. It kind of looks like they are, but they're going to pick up a KO as well with the assistance of Cherokee on that Alolan Raichu. Even though Alolan Raichu did get nerfed, I still think that Thunderbolt Electro Ball combination still does an insane amount of damage.
It does, and it's still probably the best ranged attacker in the game at the moment, other than Latias. I think the I think the grenades are still great with the electro balls, and you can set up ambushes. It's really good with its Unite move as well. Very hard to catch. So I still think in a very comfortable position. Talonflame is online already here for Guerrilla Tactics, and Reggie Driver's about to come on in. Everything is going their way, and it is Bravebird, but as the aerial ace comes out, Louisian is sent back in, and that is what Guerrilla Tactics needed.
I love watching Snow on a Talonflame because Bravebird is my move of choice. It is the nuclear option. Fly is the more tactical option that you like to see, but it does so much damage, especially when you pair it with a Trick Hooper. It can go in, it can go out very, very easily, which is why we are seeing Trick being run. Beautiful mine into the wall, and Snow just has food for days. They are level 8 already, getting 3 stacks right now. They have the Unite move before the 720 birds have even spawned. There is an aggressive side to Snow that we are seeing in these games that we have not seen before, and I love it.
It's working so well right now as the aerial ace comes through yet again. They've got to be wary though. The flame sweep is going to say goodbye to Oscar Tar, and they find Louising as well. The Unite move that either goes into a wall or is used as an escape tool is used as a KO option here for Guerrilla Tactics as they find them, and now they go for the rip on the Regieleki. They take that and they look to push down to the bottom lane.
Man, Tana, I don't know if you noticed it, but there was also a trick that managed to get Snow out of that flame sweep situation. They managed to pick up a KO, then got Snow right the heck on out of there as well. But look at how far that Regieleki has gone. That blue path is making a zigzag Z-like beeline. We are seeing E-Speed Lucario come through as well. That gets taken down, level 7. Snow is the highest level. They cannot risk a KO on them right now, but they are going to try and get their way on out. They are protecting Snow with their life. Mr. Mime also plays Sacrificial Lamb for the Firebird.
Now, I do like the yawn from No Way here. That's going to be very important for trying to Thunderstorm Aerial's going to come down here as Louise and try to break through as well with the Emerald 2-step. They find the KOs and extend their lead here at the moment, buddy. But guess what? Snow has turned up to the party. They are hit, though, with the side beam. They have got the passive away from Danny as they go on in with the aerial ace. The Psychic Solaire is going to come out from Danny, and that's enough to find the KO onto Snow as they continue to push and look for more on the side of Fizzy here.
In any situation, that is a KO on the Espeon. Danny used the passive of Espeon to not only avoid the flame sweep, use the eject to get away from the Bravebird, then into the Psychic Solaire. And whilst you're in Psychic Solaire, you can fire off those side shocks, being able to take down a level 11 Talonflame, shot Danny up in levels, and 3 Pokemon on the side of Los Duros just managed to get levels as well with the Regirock buff coming into effect.
So despite Snow blitzing this team in the early game right now, it's Los Duros that have the advantage, but as they dive through again, trying to find Albanoa sent back. I love the pairing with the Hooper and the Trick here as well. Massive yawn onto 4 of Guerrilla Tactics into a power nap here for Los Duros. They don't get any KOs off the back of it. They do find Lucario now, but what a beautiful yawn that was.
I don't think I've ever seen yawn hit 4 people. Everybody decided to take a nap in that bush, courtesy of No Way. Danny finds Mr. Mime and gets finished off with Louise, and then the Emerald 2-step. Bosswas decided to go and picks up the Alolan Raichu, slams him down. The Psychic Solaire coming up from Danny as well. Super Swell Slam punches everybody to the ground. But Daddy Leon decides to call roll. Hooper has come on bounce. Snow has got caught, but the Mime Showtime stunning everybody down. Snow gets sent back to the Pokemon Center. Big KO streak of 2 coming out for the side of Big Daddy Leon.
Los Duros continue to extend or hold their lead here at the moment, though, buddy. They've got 216 points to 57. They have level 12s online on the side of Danny. They've got 11s as well to match up with Guerrilla Tactics right now. So level-wise, pretty even. And they have the level lead. So right now, the ball is in the court of Guerrilla Tactics to find this next team fight and try and get in this lead.
Yeah, but this is exactly what Along Raichu is really, really good at. Even Snorlax wants to try and heavy slam in. Got to be very careful where you pop those heavy slams. Mr. Mime has survived quite a lot. Those walls are proving to be a problem. The fact that Snow doesn't have to deal with it. There's another big yawn that catches two members into the power nap, but Snow's decided to go in alongside with the Thunder Force aerial raining down from above. E-Speed Lucario with the Bone Rush going to try and hunt down Leafeon. Louisa gets sent back to the Pokemon Center. Eldegoss has to pop their Unite move to escape. Danny takes down their alternate attacker. Can they steal this with the Psyshock? Perhaps they can. They've got the range. Danny waiting in the wings. They do! Danny! Danny, what are you doing?
Have a birthday and half, you queen, as you lock in the Regieleki from the bushes. And that's going to extend the lead even more for Los Duros here because they break that T1 pad. They let that Regieleki put pressure onto the T2 as they go and grab all the experience they can from the central area of Guerrilla Tactics. We have 40 seconds before Groudon is on the field, and Los Duros have found what they needed to be comfortable in these final few moments.
I don't know what Danny unlocked to get such a buff on their own birthday, but that was masterful. I thought Snow was going to secure that, but the Psyshock was brilliantly timed, and now there's going to be another Regirock that they're going to have for a full minute heading on in to this Groudon fight. Snorlax has found them all, picks up 3 members with a huge yawn as well. Snow misses everything, but gets pulled right back up by Daddy Leon. And Los Duros, they've taken an aggressive stance defending, but Buzzwole is not there with them, which is a big, big problem because the Emerald two-step does hit coming out from Louisa, and they sent Snow back to the Pokemon Center very quickly.
No way, it's half HP here. They have to go back and get some healing from these puffs coming down from the Elder Goss. 261 to 88 right now. Los Duros looks like they want to poke onto the Groudon, try and see if they can pull in Guerrilla Tactics. I would go for the fight right now that you no longer have Snow on the field. Showtime, says Mr. Mime, though. Thunderstorm Aerial's going to go down as well. There's the Buzzwole coming through as Oscar looks for the KOs onto the side of Mime, finds it as they do send Snow packing as well. The shielding comes through, buddy, from the Colin Cloud Crash. But right now, Guerrilla Tactics finding some good KOs onto the side of Los Duros. It is down to just Tibby and Hooper being here at the moment. What can they do as Leon looks for the KOs? It's a 4 KO streak from Tibby to keep Guerrilla Tactics in this game.
Yeah, but Tibby was about to go and score in the pop. That was a distraction because Danny went upstairs as well. Can Danny get the secure like they did in before? Groudon is at half health right now. There has to be a secure coming out from nowhere. The entirety of Guerrilla Tactics is here. They're trying to zone out Danny. The Mimes have gone. There's going to go, but it is Tibby that manages to secure the Groudon with the beautiful E-Speed. Danny's going to try and increase their lead by 100, but Mr. Mime is back. Now we've got Albanoa here on the Eldegoss trying to stop them from scoring at anything. They have taken it from 188 to 261. If they can defend this lead, they could take game number 2 as well. Albanoa is trying to defend the best they can. There's the jump from the Buzzwole. They've taken the KOs. Now Buzzwole's got a buff, but no! The KOs and the Groudon buff is just too much for Los Duros to defend.
Yeah, the T1 was open as well, so Fizzy just goes and scores another Hundo Burger. It was a brilliant effort from Los Duros in this fight, but it all came down to the final few moments. Guerrilla Tactics are gonna take it. Unfortunately, Snow proved to be too much on that Talonflame Lobo. Tibby with a 4 KO streak in that Groudon fight as well. And we are going to a game 3 between these two.
Game 3, but they will play, depending on how this game 3 goes, they'll be playing, well, no, actually, no matter what, they'll be playing either 1 or 2 games off of stream as well. Again, such an exciting comp coming out from the boat, but take a bow. Danny, what a way to perform on your birthday. I guess when you love playing this game as much, there's nothing better to do than spend your birthday playing this, but this was such a close game, 576 to 261, 72k coming out from Snow, but also taking 43. Chari King dealing out 78, but taking 33. Danny not dealing as much damage, but getting the all-important secures coming out. Louisian was struggling a little bit on the Leafeon in that game, hitting the Emerald 2 steps from where they could, but Fizzy was doing a brilliant job on that Mime to help out with all of those walls, but Albanoa's 56k healing is absolutely nothing to sneeze at, my friend.
I mean, these two have been an absolute joy. Los Duros are fresh off a win versus Los Caracados. They took it right down to the wire, buddy. That was a 3-2 win for Los Duros in the previous week before we had our break. So right now, Guerrilla Tactics have been well renowned for being one of the strongest teams here in the UFC. So to take a win off them is absolutely massive. And they're looking to see if they can take this best of 3 that we're going to have on stream, but also the best of 5 that will continue to be played off stream. These two teams are just exciting to watch. And when they come up against each other, oh boy, do they clash.
Oh, I mean, all the teams in the UFC are so incredibly exciting to watch as we look through some of these highlights. We talked about the Mr. Mime buffs. We talked about the Elder Goss buffs. I feel like we were feeling the Elder Goss buffs. We're seeing them a lot more prominent in the early game. But even Albanoa being the last one alive at that Groudon fight and trying to defend, Elder Goss can usually do a pretty good job of defending these pads, but not up against 4 people with a Groudon buff. Have a look at the way that this Rayquaza fight... I said Rayquaza again. This Groudon
That's
fight.
Tan's fault.
It's been too long, but there was a nice little interaction with Mr. Mime. Had to pop the Showtime straight away into the Thunder Force aerial. Like we said, Mr. Mime almost getting taken out here, but it was Snow that actually paid the price here because of the Buzzsaw. Had to pop into the Psychic Solaire. There goes the Flame Sweep. But Snow essentially just said, well, you're coming with me. But Buzzsaw said, you're stuck with me, buddy boy. But a 3 KO streak from Tibby really turned this Rayquaza fight. I did it again. The Groudon fight around for the side of Guerrilla Tactics.
Mate, I think with a solid 2 years of Rayquaza being on the field, I think we'll continue to do that for another 2 years before we accept that it's Groudon and then they bring in another buff and it ends up being Kyogre or something ridiculous. Guerrilla Tactics have brought their bands out. Blissey, Zash, and Darkrai. Los Duros are going to go for the Empoleon, the Mega, Lucario, and Blastoise on the field for Los Duros.
Speaking of the buffs, we talked about them in the previous draft. Let's talk about a few more this time around. The Empoleon actually got nerfed as well. So Empoleon's stats got nerfed. Its basic attack healing, so 20% of damage dealt, it would heal back, has now been changed to 15%. Metal Claw got a nerf as well. That special attack dropping from 230 to 207. The base dropping from 345 to 310. The shield that you got from Torrent as well was also dropped. Metal Claw Plus was nerfed. Hydro Cannon was nerfed. The damage from the Whirlpool was also nerfed. And the healing as well from Torrent from Hydro Cannon went back from 59% to 47%. Same with Whirlpool. Again, just the stats keep going with the amount of nerfing that they've done to this Pokemon, my friend. The Unite Move Sovereign Slide was also nerfed, so the damage went from 705. Listen to this. The damage on Sovereign Slide, the ratio went from 470 special attack to 352, and the base went from 705 to 528. That Pokemon got nerfed, yet it is still a powerhouse.
Yeah, no, it really is, buddy. And you see it every time we see the Unite move come through. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of lag here as Albanoa is going to hover over the Latias. Let's see what they bring up. We'll just wait for a moment, chat, as we hold here at the moment. I mean, they've managed to get Suicune on the side of Guerrilla Tactics. That is huge for them. As there we go. All the bits come through now, buddy. And
I love it. I actually love it. I love it, man. I actually love the fact that you just get a full display of information that you want to go through. We've got, let's go through this team. Cherry King on the Mew. We got Danny on the Miraidon. We've got Oscar picking up Blaziken. We'll talk about the Blaziken buffs as well. Snow has gone on to Zeraora. Timmy's going to go on to Serena. That's an interesting swap. You usually see that Snow is on the Serena, probably one of their favorite Pokemon. We've seen them play most of all, but the fact that they are playing the Speedster Central Laner role, Zeraora makes a lot of sense, as well as Louisen has decided to pick up Urshifu. I'm going to assume that it is the Water Bear because we can't see its items. We will get that sorted so that we can see the items for all of these players. And Albanoa is actually going to try and play a support Latias.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe it's still Larias when you try and play it as support, but I'd imagine it's still going to do a crazy amount of damage. Danny back on the Miraidon. I mean, they're a brilliant ranged attacker anyway, but they're going up against Cherry King on the Mew here. That is going to be an interesting matchup, and Tibby is ridiculously comfortable on the Serena, mate. So that is a brilliant comp that Guerrilla Tactics have managed to pull out here in the game 3. Remember, this is Fearless Draft, so that is exactly what they want on the side of Guerrilla Tactics.
We are seeing Fizzy as well run the big root item on the Trevenant as well, so I'm wondering if that's actually going to be a Hornleech Trevenant, or if we're going to see a Pain Split Trevenant as well. Hornleech, of course, you're going to heal up your own health that you've done to yourself. That makes Trevenant incredibly tanky. So Hornleech into Curse is actually one of the movesets that is more popular instead of the Woodhammer build, because Curse, you're doing damage over time, as well as you're healing yourself damage over time. Once your Curse damage is fully healed, you press the Hornleech and you get a full reset on the Hornleech, which is how it works. Talk about Blaziken really quickly before we head on into this match with Suicune going into that top side. And who else but Snow is going to enter that central lane for the side of Guerrilla Tactics. Duras going to take the Urshifu into central lane. But the healing off of the Blaze from Blaziken has been increased, my friend, as well as the Blaze Kick has been increased, as if Blaziken didn't survive long enough without the healing.
Bro, the more I talk about Blaziken, the more upset I get with life. I just feel like I've had enough of that Pokemon in the previous years. Right now, though, we see Fizzy getting nice and up close with Louisin in the central area of Los Duros as they look to take some experience away from them, or at least waste a lot of time right now, leaving Danny in that bottom lane by themselves.
I mean, if there's a Pokemon that you want to leave in the bottom lane all by itself, it is a Miraidon. But Snow has seen the travesty that is happening in the enemy team's central lane, has decided that they want to come help out, and now they're going to go and take this buff away, but they're going to get the KO. The ejector's going to come out, and Snow, my God, mate, we don't support bullying at the UFC, and that was a bullying if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, Guerrilla Tactics have really limited Los Duros here. They've still got a Kubfu on the field. Torchic is still on the field. The Snow comes into the lane, puts some pressure onto Albanoa here. We do see a KO from Cherry King in the bottom lane, finding No Way. And Guerrilla Tactics have got everything working for them in this early game.
They really do as well. Torchic does need to get online, but again, having access to that Suicune is a big problem, and Snow is going to continue the bullying, but the evolution is going to come up. There we are seeing the Blue Bear come out, but it was just a little bit too late because there's 3 members of Guerrilla Tactics holding true to their name in the enemy team's central lane. Those tactics look like warfare, and they want to take this set as quickly as possible, eject into the Woodhammer. So it is going to be possibly Hornleech and Woodhammer combination.
Poor Oscar trying to get back, uses the kicks to get through the front line that was Guerrilla Tactics, gets the Citrus Berry, but right now they've managed to get at least a couple of points in. They found the levels on the Urshifu, at least for the Power Spike. We do now have Combusken online. They just need more, because Tibby's hit level 7, Snow has just hit level 7. It's going their way for Power Spikes on the side of Guerrilla Tactics.
We are seeing... Danny, are you playing Electro Drift? Danny has decided to give us a spectacle with the Electro Drift. Just make sure, because that Zeraora and Serena can really just dive onto that backline that is Danny on that Miraidon. They just decided to go away with it, but Mew says, I can hunt you wherever you want. The Electro Ball takes down the Urshifu and the Crustle. This is a nice combination coming out for the side of Guerrilla Tactics, but the Electro Drift, an inspired choice from Danny.
I mean, where do you even, get away from on the side of Los Duros, buddy? You've got the Snow in your face, pulling you around with the discharge. Tibby trying to go on in with the stomps as well. And then you've got the beams coming through from Cherry King with the freezes. It seems ridiculous amount of crowd control that Los Duros are having to deal with here. They did find some good KOs in that final battle, but look at the levels right now, buddy. On the side of Guerrilla Tactics, they're very comfortable, getting very close to a lot of Unite moves as they look to push in this Regieleki. They do find a KO onto the Latias as they're not able to find anything yet. Oscar into the face of this Zeraora. There's the Plasma Gale. It does connect, and they find the KOs onto Danny. Tibby takes the double as the Lecky walks in, and now they can break a T2 pad with 6 minutes left on the clock.
They've got wind conditions coming up, but what that all started from the pull, the discharge volt switch pull coming out from Snow to make sure that Albanoa couldn't get anywhere. The Latios was not going to be able to support their team. Regis Steel has been sitting here for quite some time. The damage from Danny is coming out from the Electrodrift. The Secure does come through from the side of Louisan. The Phantom Forest into the Unite move from the Latios. Shalom is going to try and go in. Beyond Future Meteor Storm comes down from Danny, raining down on it to Thea Sky Ruins, but they've caught out Tibby on the Serena. The beam gonna do a big chunk of damage, and now Los Duros have no choice but to just fall back.
Yeah, Albano is trying to get away here, but the Electro Ball boost is going to come through from the Mew. And with that Mewsted auto, you just can't get away from it, buddy. Pair it with the Electro Ball, it's a huge amount of damage. Guerrilla Tactics, they're 220 points in the lead right now. We've got an objective coming in the top lane. Los Duros have just managed to get a couple of their own Unite moves online, but right now, they are at least 2 levels behind the highest on the side of Guerrilla Tactics, and that is a mountain of difference in Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, absolutely. There is the beautiful Hornley to try and misplace Danny. And I think the Electrodrift is working, Tano. They're not being caught out as much by that front line of Guerrilla Tactics. But here, Blaziken just has to be forced to run away, because when you've got the coaching efforts of Mew with that Serena, is a problem. And you really don't want to get caught in the CC coming out from the Suicune. Reggie Lecky on deck for both teams right now. They want to take this to Los Duros, but Guerrilla Tactics are just going to make sure they stay in their face. Robo Rouser comes out as well. Urshifu does manage to pick up a KO on Tibby. The Latias is trying to do their best with the Dragon Cheer, but Hornleech is just going to push them away. Danny gets felled by Cherry King.
The shields that Tibby's managing to pull out here is insane as well, but as they get a triple KO on Los Duros, they were beginning to win that fight until Tibby pulls out the combos with their Queenly Majesty, and they're able to find that and make sure that Guerrilla Tactics takes that Regieleki. Quick rotation down to the bottom lane now as they've got this bottom objective about to come in. They want to control the whole of Thea Sky Ruins, and right now Los Duros are struggling with that control.
They really are. The suppression coming out from the side of Guerrilla Tactics, because now they've got Blaziken, probably one of the strongest Pokemon on their team, is dealing with a Regieleki on the top side. But the last thing they want to deal with now is a buffed up, a Registeel buffed up Guerrilla Tactics that are pushing onto that basement lane. They're not even trying to score here, Tano. They're trying to get the KOs first. Snow goes into that slow zone. The Citrus Berry is there, taken by Louisan, just to make sure that Guerrilla Tactics have no way to keep their health up. The Endless Ice Spikes into the Phantom Forest, down onto Thea Sky Ruins on this basement pad. Suika's going to try and score 24 going in, 29 going in, and now they're going to try and get a 50 dunk coming in from Tibby. Beautiful math done by Guerrilla Tactics. They have got control of Thea Sky Ruins right now.
I think it's difficult for Los Duros because I understand the Electro Drift. I think you want to try and be hard to hit, hard to catch on the side of Guerrilla Tactics, and that works for Danny, so I like that. But I think they're lacking that rip damage that they need here, buddy. That charge beam could have brought, and I don't know whether the call might have been to not have the Latias as that sort of attacker role as well and try to go for damage on that side. Maybe pull up a different ranged attacker if that was going to be your plan here and go for the Electro Drift as well. Because I think it's that rip, that DPS that they're lacking here on the side of Los Duros.
I'm almost thinking that Delphox could have been a fun ranged attacker to play here with that flame charge moveset, but the Blaze Kick does catch out Blaziken right there as they wait to go in, but Snow is there. The combination play between Tibby and Snow is absolutely insane. Serena with the shields and the healing ability gets caught out with the Torn Leech. And just they're picking out these combinations so incredibly intelligently, Guerrilla Tactics. But Los Duros are not one to back down. The Groudon has spawned. It's time to end this one, and Guerrilla Tactics looking to end it as quickly as possible.
Trying to see if they can get a flank on here on the side of Oskitar. They have to get themselves away, knowing that Snow was looking for the pull there as well. They have gone straight in on the side of No Way. Rubble Rouser is going to be used here as well as they take the fight now. Tibby goes on in, does get KO'd by the X-Scissor in return, but it's going to be the power of the Suicune that gets the freezes, and Snow cooks off as well. Bright Future Meteor Storm is going to come on through from Danny as they look for the flank, but Guerrilla Tactics have held up strong. They take down the damage of Los Duros. Albanoa throws a miss blast over to the side of Cherry King, finds that KO, but right now it's 356 points to 43. The onus is on Los Duros to get a rip on this Groudon and look to score some points.
Danny did a few ankle-breaking moves there to get away from Fizzy on that Trebon, but finally they have to turn their attention to the Groudon. Everybody is back up. They're going to take this fight again, Tana, and that Groudon is getting ripped.
Looking to see if they can get the secure here. Who's going to take it? Because Blaziken is on the field. It is going to be taken by Los Duros, though, as they look to sneak a win in. They've got 40 seconds, though. Can they stay up strong? Here's a Hundo Burger from Albanoa. Now they're going to go push this top lane, but, buddy, they need more. They need to go for a T2. That's a triple KO coming out from none other than Louisan. Los Duros have the time. They've got the ace on Guerrilla Tactics. They're going to take a best of 3 with a 2-1 victory.
I mean, they've got to go get the other points. There's a whole bunch of points sitting down there. They still have 3 points left on. What are you doing, Louisan? Get the points. Go. Go, son. Go. They might not. Oh, it wasn't a water bear, Tano.
I thought it was guaranteed.
They're not going to get. They're not going to get it. Wait, no. They got it.
I'm so glad, because I was worried that I got a bit of caster's curse there, mate. I thought they had plenty of points to score in. I got a little bit too eager, but luckily...
They did. They had plenty of points to score. Louisa had a full pocket full of 50, went down to get the KO, and there was still a whole bunch left, but they decided to go straight to the other team's tier 2 pad and score, but that wasn't enough to put them in the lead. Holy, that was very, very close. But Los Duros coming up deuces in that one, taking this game through, taking this best of 3 that we're seeing on stream 2-1. They still have to play out the rest of the best of 5. So Los Duros are at match point. Guerrilla Tactics could bring this back to a full whole. Oh my god, I can't even speak. They could bring this back to a full set of 5 that they have to play out. So Los Duros currently have the advantage right now.
Yeah, and honestly, we'll try and keep you up to date with that on the Twitter, guys. So make sure you go follow us. We'll promise to keep you updated on that. Let's have a look at the replay here, mate, because Guerrilla Tactics are up by over 300 points here in these final few moments. But if I took a screenshot of that and told you Los Duros win this game, you'd be like, what?
I mean, they fought very well. Crossel had to pop the Rubble Rouser early on. We see them all jump onto Tibby and Snow right now. Danny, I think, got the KO, the big damage on Snow, but there's the Bright Future Meteor Storm that actually ends up KOing Snow. The Electro Drift did an incredible amount of work in that game. The Phantom Forest managing to take them out, but this was the missed ball that we saw that it goes straight through the Suicune and takes out Shari King. That is a huge KO that Los Duros needed in that fight. Look at just all the AS energy. But this is the ankle breaking coming out from Danny, the Electro Drift. If they weren't playing Electro Drift, they get caught out there 100%.
Yeah, no, they absolutely do. And I like the call to rip here. You've got, just under a minute. You have to score over 300 points. You know you're very much behind. Look at all the pads that are up for Guerrilla Tactics. So you take that objective, and then instead of instantly running to score for the rest of the team, you take the fight with the Groudon buffs. You find some important KOs, and you get an ace. You've got so much space now. And I see both of those Hundo Burgers go in. I think, okay, easy. They're going to be able to get this. And then it comes down to 3 points.
Well, look at all the points there. Look at all the points that were just sitting there as well, and they weren't able to get in because now you've got Tibby as well here. They did manage to go behind, and Crossel actually managed to get the score in, but in the bottom side, we did get a score come through as well. So incredible stuff. What an end to a game. Unfortunately, due to our time zones changing, going back an hour, it went forward an hour for me earlier, which meant I got more sleep. However, it's gone back an hour for you guys, which means we have to start at a different time. So we do apologize for the mix-up. It is something that we're trying to work out here at the UFC, just because we run this across so many regions. So we're trying to sort that out, which is why we had to switch to an impromptu best of 3 on stream, so that we had enough time for everybody to, do their thing, for Tano to get back from work, for me that I have to actually go to work now. So that's a whole bunch of stuff. But thank you guys, everybody that was watching for the UFC. If Tano and I will always keep you guys updated on Twitter. So if you'd like to go follow us on Twitter, please go do that. We would love to start seeing your opinions come up on our For You page. If you'd love to support Tano and I as well over on Twitch, I think we're both on that road to 1K followers. We would love your support as well. We play Unite, we play games as well, so we'd love to do all of that fun stuff. And Tano and I have some collaboration ideas that we've got cooking in the works. So if you guys do want to check that out as well. But before we go, we do have to give a massive shout out to our UFC sponsors, Pink Parsnip Computers. Guys, if you love gaming and you want to up the quality of your gaming, Pink Parsnip Computers has all of the gaming peripherals, all the gaming internals that you can use to get that crisp gaming experience. If you're a streamer as well, they provide access to all kinds of streamer accessories. I know Tano and I have been talking about that Stream Deck Mini. I think both of us really want to get our hands on that. But if you use our code ENGAGE, you get 5% off. Is it 5% or is it 10% off, buddy?
Is 5% off with code ENGAGE5, and that's your entire order site-wide. You get Engage Stream for £15 off that Stream Deck Mini that we were just talking about, and Engage Ship will give you free UK shipping on any purchase over £300. So go check out the website, guys. There's ridiculous amounts of stuff on there for computer upgrades, for streaming upgrades, as Lobo's mentioned. Pink Parsnip Computers, a huge shout out to our sponsors who enable us to put on these Unite Fight Clubs for you.
We're so excited to be getting sponsors for this, and we can't put these on without you guys. Tano and I sit here and we cast. These players are incredibly showing off their talent, and Pink Parsnip Computers have decided to help us make that all possible. So please go check them out, get yourself some fun gear, and use our code to get yourself a little bit of a discount. They are fantastic over there. But buddy, that's going to be us for today. We're going to wrap up the UFC. Day number 1 is week 7, day 7. It is season 1. We are midway through the season. Don't forget, the signups for the open qualifiers do close November 1st. You've got 4 days to sign up for a team and get yourself part of the action for the UFC. Get yourself casted by Tano and myself. I know that's what you all want. But from me, I am a Lobo. That has been Spartan Tano. Thank you to everybody behind the scenes. Bina, Rat, Zen, Arpit. Thank you so much for being here, being our wonderful observer. Rathor is our mod and tournament admin. Zen, our tournament organizer. And Arpit, our production, our boy, our man in the chair. And Tano, you want to say thank you to anybody else?
Just everybody that's here. We have an absolute joy casting this for you, and as much as we want to be on the big stage, we very much enjoy being here on the grassroots scene and leading the charge for EU. So a huge shout out to everybody that comes and watches us and gives us support across all the socials. We love you all very much. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. We will catch you on Thursday. Bye.